Well, that's interesting. I had testing out my new virtual cable and nothing came through, but that's okay. We live and we learn and we test and we test again. Good everyone, as an inspirator here with an amazing person in regards to we're going to be interviewing again, haven't interviewed for a while. I've got a deep passion for connecting with people and discovering what inspires them. We've had this person on the show before and we've got them coming through again, which is great. The wonderful LunaKeller. She's a singer, songwriter, grew up between two cultures, Spain and Germany, writes songs in English, but a storyteller who loves connecting with people, has over 4.4 thousand people on Twitch, has a website, has Bandcamp, has Patreon, Spotify, amassed over 1,000 plays for almost over 200,000, I should say, for one song alone, including all the other ones. YouTube, 18.1 thousand, has her own radio show of, why does everyone know these songs? Oh, I don't know. She didn't put the I don't know at the end. A new album that's slowly released over a year, and even just a new song that literally came out yesterday. Luna's going from strength to strength, song to song, and winning all of our hearts in the meantime. Welcome in, Luna. Oh, you are muted. There you go. Try that again.
Thank you for unmuting me. That's very kind. What an intro. Thank you.
You're welcome. My sound setup I had all pre-done. Didn't quite work, but that's all right. It's all good with them. Welcome in, everyone, as well. Thank you, Gala, for being here. J-Rex, thanks for being here as well.
Hi, Lars.
Feel free. There's a redeem of first in as well, which is plays a song that we can sing along to. Yes. Yeah.
I feel like you have a bunch of like. You kind of want. Do you want the Muppets to happen?
Look, I do and I don't. I do like the Muppets. I do think they're pretty cool.
I'm just gonna.
Sure, go for your life, mate. You got to sing along if you do it.
I don't know if I can.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's the Muppet Show. Come on.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything. You're not in the stream.
it's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the
You just redeemed it just for my own torture and for everyone who's here's torture.
Yes.
It's time to dress up right.
That backfired.
It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet
Wait, I'm opening your stream now.
I love this.
Oh, now I have an ad. Oh well.
Hey, ads.
Let's get things
started on the motivational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call a Muppet
Show.
There's a little button here that says like stream this video on your channel. Is that a button I should click? I've never seen that button before.
Yeah, you can actually click on that when you go to like do streams together and stuff. So.
And then it will also appear on my channel. And will the chats be combined?
No, I don't think the chats are combined.
Okay.
Which sucks. Sucks.
So how do we see? I guess I'll just click on the button, see what happens.
You can click on the button, and this usually means if you go to stream as well. So let's have a look. If you click that button, we'll see if you're streaming as well.
It gives me a browser source URL, so then
you can chuck that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a little complicated, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna
okay.
I'm gonna be testing that soon with this new radio station stuff. But that's about me, not about you. So.
Oh, I want to know about the radio station stuff. I
can't wait to tell you and show you some more about it. But excuse me, Missy. 1 year ago, 1st of July. I say 1st of year. July 15th. You released a video. Do you remember what that video was?
July 15th, a year ago? What are you going to ask me next? What I ate when I was 7? I don't know.
All right, Missy. All right. Have a look at this. See if you remember after I play this, all right? Have a watch of this, okay? All right? And then I'm going to ask you what you ate.
Will I see it?
If you're watching my stream, you will, yeah?
Yes, I'm in there now. Okay. Yes, okay.
All right. All good. Technicalities. I will. We will stream it up at some stage. All right. Here you go. Check this out.
It's definitely got a delay.
I'm doing this. Let's go.
So I gotta wait till it actually shows up for me. Oh, that's a huge delay. Let me reload. Maybe it's like a loading issue.
Hello, beautiful people. I'm LunaKeller, and I'm an independent singer-songwriter based in Germany that grew up in Spain. Last year, I got to release my first
Now I do! Oh, it's the Kickstarter video, is it?
And it did amazing. We put
Wow,
it on
that was
CD,
July.
and I hold it in my hands and cry.
Felt like it was
which
sooner,
amazing.
like
It
later
was.
On Spotify,
or
I
whatever.
have over 1 million total
Ah, that's crazy. I
streams.
just
And on
shot
YouTube,
today
all the videos have at
the video
least
for my next one.
100,000
You did,
views.
yeah. You
This
just said
great
you did.
adventure also opened up the
Yeah.
world of touring to me.
That's crazy.
I got to play in 6
Oh, yeah, I remember that
different
video.
countries,
I had filmed it
connecting with
twice,
amazing people, and
because it was really hard to express my excitement. But I think I did a good job in the end.
And how much do you like hearing yourself? Because in this interview, you're going to hear a lot of yourself. Whether I don't know how much you like that or not, but you'll probably hear a lot about yourself, and you'll probably hear a lot about what you've done over the past year. Which I think you've already done a couple of interviews anyway. So I don't know whether like your ears are already bleeding from like hearing yourself talk about yourself. But that's what the whole point about interviews are, really, aren't they? Really, to a certain extent.
Yeah, I feel okay with that, honestly. Like, I like to hear myself talk. Sometimes too much, probably. But no, I think it just depends a lot on the interviewer.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky I get to talk to some great interviewers that ask like very different questions, and I really enjoy, as someone who also interviews people for my radio show, I enjoy the different styles and also just getting to experience how an interviewer guides a conversation. And it's just like kind of a place of admiration for like, oh wow, you know, this is a question I haven't heard before, or this is like such a well-researched, well-thought-out interview. And so for me, it's I guess the way that I mitigate the potential boredom of talking about the same thing over and over again is to just focus on the wonderful skill of the people I get to talk about things to.
Yeah. I set up this just before the stream, and I put so many of these things together of who you are, your Twitch, your website, but they've all combined. So what it's gone and turned into like one big like browser nightmare for anyone who goes to click on that.
It's a bunch of links.
Well, it's almost like one link that's combined into one. So literally what it's gone and done is it's gone like, forget having just one link. Let's make, you know, just one big LunaKeller combined, which really, to be honest, that's like the dream. That's like, you know, the dream of having just one link for everything. Linktree, really. I've made your own Linktree. I should have just put your Linktree, if I'm honest.
The chat DIY Linktree.
I should have just put your Linktree. It would have been so much easier. Like, just go here. Is your Kickstarter on Linktree?
You mean like the new one?
Ooh.
Not quite, because I'm still setting it up.
Okay.
But this one, the old one definitely isn't. The new one will be out in, I think, around a week. And then it will definitely be in my Linktree.
Nice. And you've only just come back. Were you on holiday? Were you touring? What did you do?
I was touring in Switzerland with Dom Malin. We did have a couple of free days here and there to like holiday a little bit, which was really nice.
That's
But yeah,
nice.
we did a tour called Shoulder, named after one of the songs on my Oceans Inside of Me album that we wrote together. And we went first a little earlier in the year for the Netherlands and Germany, and now we did a leg in Switzerland with another 5 shows, which was really, really nice.
Far out. Because going through your songs, Swallow the Sea is the one that's almost hit 200,000 plays. 181,695.
Yeah, that's wild.
There was a good one behind that. That was pretty good about a boat and some, you know, swimming and things like that. You had some stuff in your songs. And I heard you enjoyed swimming in the nice cold. Was it the lake there?
It was a lake in Latvia at 5 a.m. Yeah, it was totally warm. Yeah, so that was Ocean Inside of Me was the video, and Invisible Wars were the 2 videos where I'm in the water, because we did 10 interconnected music videos for that album. And it was kind of insane, because we started filming the Ocean Inside of Me video in the afternoon, and we filmed through till like midnight or so at the lake. So we kind of had the sunset, the kind of scenes around the lake, and then we realized, okay, I need to fall into the water, but in the dark it won't be as nice. So we asked everyone there, are you okay with sleeping on a bench by the lake, basically?
Yeah.
And this crazy crew was like, yeah, sure. Lars was there, actually. And then like at 5 a.m. when it started to lighten up a little bit, we shot that scene where I, row out on this lake, stand on the boat, and then fall into the water. And I knew I only had one take because we only had one set of dry clothes. So I was like a ball of anxiety about that. It was cold. Yeah, it was like 14 degrees Celsius. That's right. That Lars rode. And the water was almost warmer than the air, to be honest. And then I was wrapped in a towel. We set up for Invisible Wars and we filmed the entirety of the Invisible Wars video, like the scenes where I'm in the lake with kind of a plastic wrapped around me. Like we put like this plastic sheet and then I like dove under it and came up, and it was like super claustrophobic, mildly scared of choking there, but it turned out really nice, really intense, and the team was so wonderful. And yeah, I spent more than an hour in the water for sure in that morning, but it was worth it. It was really fun because we were like this really ambitious family of people all pushing each other to create the best thing possible. So
and that's beautiful.
Even though it sounds a little nightmarish, like it felt like climbing a mountain, you know, like sure your muscles are sore and sure it's intense physically, but you're really achieving something and it feels really gratifying.
Good. Sorry, Lars got stuck in ads. Sorry about that, Lars. I fixing up at the moment. But I did, what a crew, but what a support to have behind you. I was talking to a few people last couple of days for a few things, and we're talking about it's so wonderful when you have the right team behind you that like a burden gets lifted. And not only does a burden get lifted, but like it's almost like your eyes become widened even more, and you get like this heightened feeling like and excited, and everyone gets like it's a rapid feeling of excitement that just like flows through. We're talking about the boat. We didn't talk about boat jokes. So what I've got prepared for you, because I knew how much you liked following it, was a couple of boat dad jokes for you as well. I even made one up myself. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, wow. Yes, please.
Okay. Where does a boat go when it's when they're feeling poorly?
I don't know.
To the dock. This is the one I made up. What do boats say when they're really, really excited? Oh boy, oh boy. I thought that was good. I liked that one. I thought that was not too bad to make up. Yeah? Yeah, how about this one? Why do boats sometimes like get stuck into like becoming party boats and like partying all night long?
I don't know.
Peer pressure.
That one's good. That one's really good. Oh, should I have prepared jokes today? I haven't.
That's okay. You make them up as you go along.
I'm completely unprepared.
Make them up as you go along. I've got others. I made up one for my boy as well about trains, but we'll get to trains. We're up to boats at the moment. So I think I counted 10 songs a whole year. But I mean, people who had gone to your Patreon, I think like Richard Loves Music, was always telling me like, I've already listened to this one. I've already heard this. Yeah, just behind, Azza. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, mate. Look, I get it. That was really cool, though. You had so many people backing you. You hit exactly what you needed, even more, I think, for your album.
The Kickstarter.
And the Kickstarter. How do you feel now, though? Is it like coming down from it all? Is it like a bit surreal?
I mean, it's always been surreal, right? It's just
hey,
like
Tracy.
not even just coming down from it. Hi, Joyce. I think for me, it's arrived a little bit. It's been super reaffirming, not just as an artist, but as a person, to, take what's essentially the hardest time in my life, and even struggling with depression and a lot of shame that was associated. Like, that's something that I thought if the world knew, they would see me differently in a bad way, right? So taking that and making an album out of it that so many people supported and helped bring to life, and then having that album be out in the world with these incredible videos, this incredible crew coming behind of it, and then getting messages from people being like, hey, I've come through something similar and this made me feel seen. It's just been deeply reaffirming in that, this, which was initially quite scary to share this part of my story, that it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And that all of me and all my chapters and all my stories, that I get to be authentically me and show myself fully, and be appreciated for that. And I'm gonna like cry. Like to put that into words, it's you know, it goes beyond just I made a really cool big music thing. It's also just got like such a big emotional significance for me. So it's genuinely altered my brain chemistry to love myself a little more, I think.
I'll give you a moment. I want to play one of your songs as we start to think about that and dwell on that. I think one of the best things I love about being on Twitch and being with all these supportive people, and particularly people who've come into the chat like Croker and Choicey and J-Rex and even Lars, and it always surprises me is how many people give a rat's. I used to own rats. Rats are good. I've only given them to my wife. But what I mean by that is how many people actually care and how many people actually go, I understand, I relate to that, I want to see you do that, I want to help support you, I want to help hear that journey. We'll take a quick break. We will. I've just changed the ad, so hopefully people should not be getting more ads. So let's watch Ocean Inside of Me, and when we come back, I'm not going to do any more boat jokes, but I'm going to move on to train jokes. Hey, Will, good to see you, buddy. But I'd love to talk about community, family, and your journey, if that's okay, when we come back.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, guys, here we go. Here's Oceans Inside of Me.
I have like quite a big delay on the stream, so like we're still talking on my screen.
There are rivers under my skin. They make me shiver when I'm bleeding. There's a forest on my mind. It swallows me when I am losing. Now the sun sets, it gets colder, wrapped in silence, I grow older. Nights cover me in darkness. Take the blue from my sky. Stars be my witnesses. You have seen me cry when the ocean coast is flooded, and I am shaking inside of my head. The waves are breaking. Eyes cover me in darkness. Take the blue from my sky. Stars be my witnesses. You have seen me cry when the ocean inside of me flooded my eyes. When the ocean inside of me swallowed my
There we go, there we go. Don't forget, if needed, you can also highlight your text if you want to ask questions as well. But Choicey asked a question as well. But J-Rex, 8 months, buddy. I didn't realise that. Jeez, buddy. Thank you so much. Whoop, 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 whoop. Almost got a baby. I've almost got a baby with J-Rex. There we go. Look at that. I'm so close to popping. Can't wait to get rid of this stomach. Wow. Wow. But Joycey's asked, do you perform your own stunts in your music videos, or do you have a stunt double, or a Luna 2.0?
Yeah, I perform them all myself at the moment. I think it's quite. Of course, this production was higher budget than what I've done so far, and we did have a relatively big crew of things I didn't have, before. So with this video, we had a set designer, and we had a makeup artist, and we had, the director of picture, camera assistant, and we had a good team. But at the same time, no, we didn't have a budget for a stunt double, I'm afraid. I just had to,
Building up to
do that
that
myself.
Building up to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I also enjoy it. I think I enjoy pushing myself as well physically, not necessarily to absolute danger, but just things like that, kind of overcoming the fear of that fall backwards into the lake, for example, and just going for it
diving in.
And diving in.
Yeah.
It was very gratifying. It's like when you make something with your hands, right? It's just that physical feeling of, I've done something cool right now.
Yeah. You got to wave back.
My
Choice's baby's waving. You got to
though.
wave. Yeah. Wave back. It is such a cool video. So that was
Thank you, J-Rex.
you said that one came out of your soul. So was that the start of the flood of emotions coming out? Was there a flood of emotions coming out?
Yeah, so with Ocean Inside of Me, I had written a bunch of songs just to process stuff, basically. But then there was a phase where things got a bit darker and I didn't really write because I was quite disconnected from myself. And when I wrote this song, I had just had this really busy day, and I had been interviewed by local radio with the choir that I was singing in at the time. It was a very outward social person day, but at the time that required a lot of energy of me because I was just dealing with this incredible weight. So having to put up that facade was super draining. And I remember I was just walking by the ocean after that and just kind of withdrew a bit from people and sat down. It was just this darkness and the stars and the waves, and this song came to me after not writing in a while. It was just kind of there, and it just literally I wrote the whole lyrics into my phone while sitting there, and then when I got home put the chords to it. But it was just a really, okay, this really needs to get out, and that was kind of the start of me realizing maybe I should, find the time to write and to process this with music. And eventually when I was I'm going to put this in an album, I knew, okay, this should be the name of the album, The Ocean Inside of Me, kind of in an honor as well of that moment where I opened up to myself, which is the first step of, opening up to others as well.
And acknowledging it, yeah. Hey, Steeman, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. I think it's
Moin, Patrick.
Oh, it's so cool in regards to the aspects of putting it down and then getting it out, because it almost was like therapy in a way as well. SpongeBob. Hey, SpongeBob, bester Freund. There you go.
It means SpongeBob's best friend, and he's called Patrick.
There's Patrick. Yeah, exactly right. I have not exposed my kid to SpongeBob just yet. Luckily, thank God.
I watched it in Spanish, so I have like in my head the Spanish title song, the "Que me den una piña debajo del mar, Bob Esponja."
That could be a redeem, I reckon. That could so be a redeem in regards to like redeem the Spanish SpongeBob. Yeah.
I don't have enough crazy redeems yet, don't I?
Always gotta have more.
Like the duck song and the rattling bog and Vada Hada Doo-Da-Da. I'm a very serious musician, you know.
I do love Rattling Bog. Rattling Bog's a good one, though. That's such a good song.
I do enjoy that one a lot, yeah.
I tried to think of an invisible song joke for you in regards to your chapter 2, but all I could think of was more of a like a lunar eclipse. And my son asked me what a lunar eclipse was, and I just said, "Oh." He goes, "Do you know?" And I said, "Oh, no, son." But it has nothing to do with invisible. It had nothing to do with invisible walls, but it's close. It's in the dark.
Good, though.
It's in the dark.
Yeah.
Rattling duck. Oh, rattling duck could be good. The rattling bog duck. Rattling Patrick. No, that's just going too far. But
no, that is fun. Yeah, it is.
It's the ocean inside of you. So did this help you get on a path to release your emotions to a certain extent and start to acknowledge what was happening, at least in one form or another?
Absolutely. I think that, you know, when you're dealing with your mental health, and especially when you're associating that with a lot of shame, which many people do, this kind of feeling of, you know, I don't want to burden other people with this, or this is not the best version, or I'm doing this to myself, and you kind of blame yourself, and it's like really hard to talk about. And I think having that way of communication through music where I could kind of hide behind the songs, but kind of say what's going on. So I would play these songs to people, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's such a beautiful song," and then I'd be like, "Huh." Yeah, it's such a beautiful song.
Wow, that's a different meaning there. Yeah.
Depression.
Yeah.
but like that, I guess it made the gap a little smaller because I had in a way already like expressed it, or I had already found to a certain extent words. I don't necessarily like found the words for everything, but I've got to talk to myself and have a little bit of a channel of communication through those songs with myself, which I otherwise would not have had, I think. And that would have made that gap to bridge then to reach out as well much bigger.
Huge.
So
yeah, much harder.
I think these songs probably saved my life, to be honest. They did a huge part of my recovery and my like healing journey.
And how beautiful how music helps save your life. Croker came back with the good old joke. Croker's amazing. He helps me out in Discord with dad jokes all the time. He drank a bottle of invisible ink last night, and now he's in the hospital, waiting to be seen. Anyway,
that's a really good one.
That's really
Quaker,
good.
That's my respect to you. Also, hi, Katarina. Katarina's a lovely friend of mine in Switzerland. We actually
Swedish Swiss cat. Hi, Swedish Swiss cat. Hi. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for popping in.
She's the one who inspired my song "Home My Heart," which is one that I also hold quite closely to my heart.
But that's good. I think having outlets is huge, and I used to like to talk to some of the guys I work with about what their outlets are, and this is an interesting one. So talking about guys having outlets and guys talking about their stuff, they don't usually talk about their stuff. But what I want to say is that people don't usually talk about their stuff. I don't want to like put a gender against it. Like when people are going through certain emotions, you know, I think I read the other day on Are You OK, the mental health site I go to, that not bad or is like what 60% of people say as a lie when they're not going okay, when they're actually, you know, not going okay.
Not bad.
Not bad. When I used to go to church, I had an old pastor that used to say to me, "Stop saying not bad. One day I want you to say good." And I was like, "Cool. One day I want to say good too." And when I did see him in the city, he was going for a curry, and he asked me, and I was like, "I'm good." And I'm like, "I hope you're good after that curry," and not running away. But yeah, that's cool.
Absolutely. I think we all tend to hide it. Honestly, like sometimes still do, in the sense of I've definitely become much more open, and also like with my Twitch community, I feel very comfortable to be like, okay, today I had a shit day, I'm feeling low, I'm gonna play 5 sad songs and then open the song list because I need to get it out of my system. Like, I'm very transparent with these things. Oh, I Could Be Worse is a good one too, Streaming Friend, absolutely. But there's still sometimes, especially in like just casual conversations, where even if you're not doing so well, you don't really want to talk about it in that moment, right? So it's like, yeah, I'm hanging in there, you know, and yeah, it's not great right now, but I don't really want to talk about it, so I'm not going to be like, actually, I'm doing bad. And I'll reach out to people close to me, for sure, and talk about it more openly, and I try to be as transparent as I can, but I also think we don't owe that to every single interaction we have, so because that can be exhausting as well, and give more space to that.
Hell yeah. And Patrick has come back to say, I thank you for the great song idea. I love the song. And I think, to touch on what you said, it's so raw in that point in time, but you might also be dealing with it away from everyone, behind closed doors, like with writing about it, or playing computer games, or talking to a therapist, or talking to someone about it, or eating ice cream out of the tub with a big spoon. Not bad. Tastes pretty good.
Did do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's one of those things, and you can then have it more in private with certain sort of people, have those deep dives. I really think it's so cool how just music in general, and also expressing music, and I've been seeing Croker now doing more and more music. Thanks for the biddies, Sebastian. Thank you so much. I forget I've got sound alerts on, and every now and again it kind of like
I don't hear them.
Smacks me.
I feel like I'm in this little like protective cocoon because I don't hear the stream sounds. Because I can't leave it on because there's like a 10-second delay, and then I would hear us double. It would be like, oh my god. That's
the idea. It could be like, Sebastian, thank you so much. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Look, I think it's really cool with regards to talking about how much music can really help. I want to play Invisible Wars, so I thought we'd play that. And then when we come back, I want to talk about the next steps of how you went from like writing about these songs to then talking about these songs. But I so agree with you. Sometimes I get on stream and I'm like moving some of the songs around when I go to do my Sunday Discovery. Like, I feel like this at the moment. I want to play this first to help get it out.
We're humans, and it's beautiful when we create spaces where we feel comfortable being ourselves and not feeling like we have to put up a facade. So that's Twitch for me. Twitch music,
100%.
Especially, it's just a haven.
Yeah, and I think it's so beautiful we can do that. All right, here's your song, Invisible Walls. Let's have a listen, and we'll come back in a sec. Thanks, everyone, for being here.
The water wraps its arms around me, and I find it hard to breathe, but somehow it still feels like home. Moonlight shimmers on the surface. I begged the sky for purpose. It left me weeping on my own. Don't wanna make this decision. Just give me a mission, and I will stay around. Don't wanna draw another line. Just show me a sign, and I will stay around to fight invisible wars. I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna fight. Invisible wars haunting me at night, haunting me at night. I play with thoughts like swords and knives. I hear her voice say, careful child, but she is not as loud as you. The doors are always made of glass, yet somehow no one ever asks, and I forget my own truth. Don't wanna make this decision. Just give me a mission, and I will stay around. Don't wanna draw another line. Just show me a sign, and I will stay around to fight invisible wars. I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna fight. invisible, invisible wars. I don't wanna fight, I don't wanna fight. Invisible, invisible wars haunting me at night, haunting me at night. Invisible wars, invisible wars. I don't wanna fight, I don't wanna fight. Invisible wars, invisible wars haunting me at night, haunting me at night. Invisible wars.
Ooh, Invisible Wars. Here's a YouTube video for it. Plastic bags. I must admit, not a fan of plastic bags being over my head, being anywhere near around the sort of stuff that would
Yeah, I mean, this is what it was, you know, the sheets of plastic you can buy if you like paint walls to put on the floor to protect the floor. So that's essentially what it was. We bought it at like the like market. So it was huge. It covered quite a big span. It was pretty easy to break though. So I could I could escape. But yeah, it was definitely a bit claustrophobic and quite an intense shot. Honestly, I was at that point, I had slept 2 hours and been shooting for like 10. So it was just, I didn't have to act a lot
No.
with the desperation and sadness. It was adrenaline. It was just pure adrenaline and let's go, one take, another take, another take, another take. It was intense and a blur. But I think it turned out quite well. And I think that's also an example of what this album did for me a little bit, where I used to make music that's easy listening and pleasing. And there are still songs on this album that are, but I think with this album I also allowed myself to create music, create videos that aren't that comfortable to watch or aren't that comfortable to listen to, and that, you know, hit another spot a little bit. And that's something that required a bit of courage to embrace. And I've definitely had that feedback as well from people about, you know, oh, this is actually a hard one to listen to, but really good. And I'm really happy that, I got to explore that part of my artistry with this one as well.
And I think it's really important how you don't just make a song for the sake of it being a good listen, like the same 4 chords or the same certain amount of like easygoing or folky or the indie pop. You're like, no. Like, this is sort of like the deep, dark aspects of like what I was fighting, and like it needs like a different undertone, or it needs a different like subtlety to it. It's not a like a la 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 la, invisible walls, invisible walls, invisible walls, 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 invisible walls.
That's my next album.
Well, the Wiggles not recently, but a couple of months ago, redid all their songs and made them EDM. So they did, and then they're now changing and doing a country album as well, and making their songs country as well. So you could always do like, you know, the LunaKeller remix, 1.1, 1.2, you know. The dub, the D&B, the dubstep as well with it. But again...
No, but yeah, it's like, it has something to say, right? And it says that not just with the lyrics, but also with the music, with the video. And that's what art is supposed to do. Art is supposed to impact you and to move you. And sometimes that is by being, you know, just a joyful song that's a part of, you know, a good day. And sometimes that is by making you a little uncomfortable, or by hitting like a couple of painful spots here and there, or being something that, you know, sucks you in, but not necessarily in like a light way, and a bit more of a heavy one. And then hopefully makes you a little seen, or makes you realize that if you have these aspects in yourself as well, you're not alone. So,
100%.
Yeah.
And did you have many people reach out to you with that aspects once you had that song released and communicate that to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Not necessarily just with this one. I think a little later in the album as well, especially, and that one was really hard to share. If I Was No More, I had quite a lot of messages from people that were really, just being like, wow, you know, I've experienced this, I've felt this, and thank you for talking about it, or thank you for sharing it. And it was really reassuring because I was very nervous around that release as well.
Yeah. There we go. Swedish Fish Cat. I just love the way your music goes under the skin and makes me resound emotionally with the sentiments you're expressing, no matter how often I've heard the songs.
Oh, thank you, Katarina.
And it's so beautiful because you actually are connecting with people, and you're explaining and describing things that people don't talk about to a certain extent, and people don't normally always get through as well. So my question was, from going from oceans inside of me, of just starting to write, to pour it out, and having these invisible walls, how did you go from literally writing about it to singing about it to then talking about it, I guess? Because I think there's a bit it's so different. It's so different. Like someone like the whole like not bad, I'm not bad, and then you go to the car and you might then play like something ragey because you like it like a differently, or you might play something like a really teary. But then again, you get out of the car and like, how are you? Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. You know what I mean? Like, but in the end, you sort of you kind of do stuff to get it out. How did you then go through that emotion?
I think it was, and I don't think it is for anyone I've spoken to, not a linear process. Like, it's not like, oh, once I spoke about it to one person, suddenly it was super easy and everything cleared up and sunshine. It was more of like, it was more of like a gradual elevation, I guess, of like the base level in a way, if that makes sense. So I came from just this utter fear of being seen, and of being heard, or of having to, this was the way I thought, burden the people around me, the people that love me, with worrying about me, or sharing these dark thoughts, these heavy feelings and what I'm going through. And part of me knew that's bullshit, right? Because I've had friends go through similar things, and I would always tell them the same thing: reach out, I'm here for you, I'd rather know than, have you go down this path alone, or,
That's hard.
It's like I knew I was being a hypocrite basically when I was like saying these things as well. But I think it just went step by step. So I first reached out to people that I knew had gone through similar things and would actually understand. Like, I found that was the easiest to talk to. And even like it's not like a chronological thing. Like, there was some people that knew that I was struggling from relatively early on, and they did their best to check in on me. I didn't always keep them up to date for everything, but there was always like a little bit of a line of connection. And with the songs and with the music, I think I started just writing in silence, and then carefully sharing those songs. And what I realized really quickly is that people don't really listen to my lyrics most of the time when I play them a song for the first time. So I found this little spot where I could literally play my parents' super dark songs. Like, I hadn't told them what I was going through at that time. And they would be like, oh, that's a beautiful song. And I'd be like, oh, thank you very much. And so it's like hiding in plain sight a little bit in a way.
Yeah.
Hi, Kenneth.
Thanks for the lurk, Kenneth. It's so true, though. We talk about, with Steeman, and Steeman often says the exact same thing, and we talk about off stream about this, how you sometimes need to go back and listen to a song, not twice, not 3 times, but like almost like 4 times sometimes. And even songs that you like think from like generations ago that you've heard, you then start to know the lyrics and you're like, whoa, hold on. Like, that's they were going through some stuff there, or they're talking about something else. The silent scream, Lars has said. For me, it's almost sounded like, if I can be honest, like it's like it's been a volume knob. And what I mean by the volume knob, it's like it's slowly been like on low, on 10, and then like you've been like whispering about it, and you've kind of been like, hi, yep, make sure you reach out to me, that's all up high when you're talking to them about them, but then you talk about yourself, and you kind of talk down here, and you feel bad about it, and you're like, oh, but then like you get a bit louder.
Oh, I'm taking up space, yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get a bit louder,
Yeah.
and then you get a bit louder, and you get a bit more confident and a bit louder, depending on who you're talking to, and it's almost like the volume knob, I find, because it's who you talk to, and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of just keeps going, and then it just got to a certain point where I heard another artist, Daniel Oberman, who's absolutely amazing, play a song about his experiences, which were quite traumatic, and just speak about them super openly. And I felt this relief of like, wow, he's being seen right now. And I think he's really strong and brave and wonderful. And I had this sort of oh shit moment of like, wait, I think he's being brave and wonderful talking about all of this, and I'm writing songs like this that are really vulnerable and painful, and I'm going through something, but I feel like people will reject me if I share it. Like, there's a flaw in my logic, I think. So that was like a real, like, I think that accelerated the volume knob for me, that moment, where I was like, okay, I'm gonna maybe start reaching out a little bit more, talking a little bit more, playing my songs with a little bit more context to people. And it just bit by bit got easier to talk. And I spoke to musician friends at first. Like,
Yep.
a lot of the first people that I ever had an open conversation about my struggle with depression and self-harm was like literally musician friends, and being like, here's a song and can we talk about my feelings? Thank you. So
That's cool. That's really good
just,
though. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really grateful for that. And I was really lucky because everyone I reached out to at first gave me kind of the same feedback of like, hey, we're here, we care about you, and this doesn't change the way we see you. And so that helped a lot to then more and more bring up the courage and eventually also get professional help, which, you also need to really admit that you need that, and that can be really hard to admit to yourself. So
Yeah, that awareness. With the volume knob side of things, and going back to what you said about your parents, volume knobs, particularly the one I got next to me, if I press down on it, it mutes completely. Did you find talking to certain people, like it was about to come out and then suddenly you just stopped and like, yeah, like I've been going, and then you just completely like try to change? Yeah.
It feels like it's written on your face, and like you're so close to being like, look, all the time, like there is that temptation, that feeling, that part of you that really wants to reach out, but then there's all this shame and this guilt and this fear that's just kind of like pressing that mute button, even if the volume knob is actually quite high up. And I know it was quite hard for me to, like, for example, talk to my parents about this, and not because they are not the most amazing parents in the world and I feel super safe with them, but just because I had kind of this feeling of, wow, we have such a great relationship and they love me so much, and they think so highly of me, and they like, am I going to disappoint them? Am I going to let them down if I share this facet of me? Like, so that one was one where there were several moments where I literally like tried to tell them, or I played songs to them that were quite explicit, and I was like so close, but then I just didn't.
Well, the lyrics were right there. The lyrics were right there. The lyrics were like,
yeah,
this is what's happening at the moment.
But I don't blame them, because you don't really expect someone to go for it. And I think also I was really high functioning in my depression. Like, I was still doing all the things I was doing. I was then just spending the nights feeling terrible and crying about it, and just really, I wasn't really enjoying it. I was kind of everything was happening through kind of almost like an extra layer of mask or facade that like was still existing the way that I was, but then behind it everything was just absolute chaos.
Yeah.
So I don't think, and I've always been a really happy and like shiny, outgoing person, so people didn't really, I think, expect for me to struggle with depression, and weren't really looking for any of the signs either. So I don't blame anyone for like not knowing what was going on when I didn't tell them, because you don't expect people to read your mind, basically. That's just not
Sometimes people just like feel down as well, and they like feel tired, and there's other stuff going on in their life and they want to talk about it, and there's other bits and pieces like that going on. But it's interesting how with your parents, when we come back, I want to play patterns now, just while we go into it, because I want to help talk about that, and then I want to go a bit deeper with you and your parents, if you don't mind. I've only just started knowing your parents, like through your interviews, but also through like people like going, have you started watching them on Twitch? And I was like, no, where are they on Twitch? But I'm I'm such a bad lurker these days. I used to have so much more time when I.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
So I like lurk here and there, and then I like feel guilty about saying hello and then not saying hello. But I'll come back to that. But we'll play chapter 3 patterns, because I want to connect this to something about the volume knob, but also about your parents. But I'll tell you more about that in just a break when we come back.
I'm looking forward to see that connection.
All right. Volume knobs and patterns and parents. We'll be right back.
I've got blood on my hands and no one seems to care. I've got all that I want, but I am not aware. I'm breaking your heart and you don't even notice. I'm falling apart and you don't even notice. I've got my own version of reality, made of pain, paper, and poetry. Under the surface, nothing's like it's supposed to be. Under the water, find it really hard to breathe. With every little thing that makes me go insane. With every little step I take in vain. I'm falling into the same old patterns, and they hurt me, and I hurt me. I've got secrets that are as heavy as the world. It's how I keep it, I sing like a broken winged bird. I don't know the answer and I am not asking. Under the water I am breathing in. With every little thing that makes me go insane. Every little step I take in vain. I'm falling into the same old patterns, and they hurt me, and I hurt me. This is not what I want, or who I want to be. Oh, it's not what I want, and yet it lives inside of me. This is not what I want, not who I want to be. Oh, it's not what I want, and yet it lives inside of me. With every little thing that makes me go insane. With every little step I take in vain. I'm falling into the same old patterns, and they hurt me, and I hurt me. I'm falling into the same old patterns, and they hurt me, and I hurt me.
I had to apologise to Luna. She probably heard some crunching there. My wife's been eating some cheesels, and I had to go grab some cheesels and reset something. But
Oh, that does sound delicious.
I promise not to try to crunch them on air. Patterns. So from being taken away in a wagon, I don't know if any wagon wheels were eaten during that time, to a carnival aspect, but patterns, parents, and the volume knob. Very weird, I guess, to kind of connect them like that. But you
That's
said
a book title right there.
that is a book title. I get that. I understand. That could be cool. But it must be hard, like, for people who know you the closest, for them not to see it as well sometimes. But then masking and everything else. Did anyone, including your parents, notice any patterns with you as well? How you weren't quite yourself, or you were, given that you were high functioning, I get that, but just like things might seem a little bit off.
I'm not sure. I think I was relatively good at, not really showing it. But I definitely think there were things that, would have, ticked a little bit of a, that's strange, or that's not typical. Like, my mood wouldn't be, I was definitely a bit more moody, and sometimes it would kind of also affect people around me, which I'm not proud of, and I really bet myself up about it intensely when it did happen. But yes, I think definitely probably would be but then it was it's just a young person, almost still a teenager moodiness, or you can kind of excuse it in some way.
She's just being Luna. No, well, yeah, no, yeah.
Or also, I guess I was in a relationship back then that lasted 6 years, and my boyfriend at the time was one of the first people that knew what I was going through, and he, of course, from that perspective, also was like, "Hey, I'm noticing this, or I'm noticing this, and are you okay?" And kind of kind of checking in. It was really a big support to me as well. So there was definitely some people that knew, some people that noticed. But I think probably the person that noticed the most was me. Because, a lot of these patterns were just things that I was being hyper aware of, or I was making bigger than they were.
Yeah.
In a lot of these ways.
I want to come back to a comment that one of your lovely community members has made. Swedish Swiss Cat talked about home in my heart. What about home in my heart? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so that song is way happier than what we've been talking about. It's basically a song about long distance friendships. And I could tie this in because in the end, some of the people that have given me the most support, especially at the beginning, I found it way easier to reach out to people that were on the other side of a screen instead of in the same room as me. People like my lovely fellow musician friend Thomas Levine were some of the first that I ever talked about what I was going through, and we've never met in person. It's in the States. So long distance friendships are really powerful and really strong and wonderful for me. And of course, Katarina, Swedish Swiss Cat, is one of those too. And Katarina is a patron, and in the musical royalty tier of my Patreon, you get a song a year. So you can just tell me, write a song about this, and then I'll do that. So she was like, hey, long distance friendships, I have a lot of those. We are one. Would love to have a song about that. And I was visiting her in Switzerland at the time and just started playing it. And I was actually not sure if I got it right, but Katarina was like, yes, this song is amazing. And so, so beautiful. And I was like, oh yeah, actually I do really love this song. And I'm really happy that I ended up also releasing it and recording it, because those long distance friendships have been such a huge part of, my life, and still are. I'm about to go in October, late September, to the States for a month.
And you got
I will
Sweden.
be sleeping exclusively on people's couches. In Sweden, I'm also sleeping on friends' couches, and friends' apartments. So it's
on top of the apartments or in the apartments?
On the rooftop, yeah.
On the rooftop, yeah.
Just a little hammock between the chimneys.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah. But I think it's so beautiful how you can connect aspects of like talking to people and releasing your emotions to someone who you may have never met face to face, but you've actually spoken to. I mean, Swiss Cat has also said that they were visiting you when you just written Ocean Inside of Me, and they didn't really notice anything, but you can't because you're so high functioning. But the volume knob, bringing back the volume knob, is that
the volume knob. I also just quickly want to say, Katarina, please don't blame yourself for not noticing anything.
Hell no.
Absolutely not. Like, it was not easy to notice.
The volume knob is weird though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry, keep going. Yeah, yeah.
My like theater kid was doing a very good job at pretending to be all right.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Silky. But just like a volume knob, and I've got this new program I'm playing with at the moment, that sometimes will go from like playing okay to then all of a sudden I can't turn it down. It just keeps on going all the way up. And sometimes it goes down again, and sometimes it goes up, and sometimes it goes down. And I think when you're feeling certain emotions and you're feeling a bit erratic, the volume knob can also be sometimes like, yes, you're talking like this, and because you're feeling a certain way, and then other times it's, yep, okay, yep, yeah, no, yeah, okay, no worries at all. And you're back down here, and it takes a while to kind of regulate and get to that 50 or 60, depending on what people prefer to have as their preference with their sound. The parents not noticing, that's a hard one. And you had shame and guilt. Did they come across any shame or guilt, do you think, when you finally told them about what's been going on? Or did they...
My parents were the sweetest. Like, when I talked about it, I remember I actually took my mom on a walk into the forest. I was like, hey, can we just go on a walk together? And I need to tell you something. And I opened up, and there was, like, nothing but support, concern, and love in there. And of course, it's hard for them to fully understand because even if you've gone through depression, everyone's depression looks so different that you can't fully understand how another person is living that.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, I think it's really hard to like conceptualize as well. So I think that was something that I was maybe afraid of a little bit as well. It was like, I wrote a song about it, which was like, I'm afraid of you opening my book and reading the wrong page. And I think that was kind of part where that fear came from. It was not necessarily being like shamed or getting guilt, or like, it was more like being misunderstood. So yeah, my parents did their very best, and they were really supportive in helping me seek support, but also in giving me the space that I needed, like trusting me, because I told them, I was like, I'm going to turn this thing around now. Like, I'm telling you this now. I'm going to seek out help. I'm going to do things now. And I need you to trust me that I'm capable of that. And I will let you know when you can help me. And they did. And I'm super, super grateful for that, because I genuinely don't think I could ask for better parents.
It's nice when they support you so much. And all your aspects of what you thought might happen, or being worried about being misunderstood, or being worried about how it might come across, or being worried about what they might think of you, is all just kind of like fades away, and it's all just.
I mean, and of course, it is true that it is like a weight that you put on someone who loves you, right? To let them know that you're struggling, because of course they will worry and they will care about you.
Yeah.
But beyond that, that's like the only thing that is true. But it's a weight that you're happy to carry for those you love, I think. Like, for me, it's that way, at least when someone tells me they're struggling and they choose to open up to me. Yes, I worry. Yes, it will make me feel things and maybe stay up at night once in a while, but I'm also going to feel really grateful that they trusted me, and grateful that I get to be there to support them. Meanwhile, if they had never opened up to me, and then, things would have gotten worse and worse and worse, that would be way heavier for me
100%.
to deal with. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Even going back to Home in My Heart, again, reading from what SpongeBob, best friend, I should just say Patrick. Everyone won't ever forget somewhere is someone thinking of you is so true and love. Just what you've mentioned about as well. For the fact that someone's opened up, and I love the check-in. I always wanted to have a mental health service just called the check-in, and if not, just not even a mental health check-in service, but every now and again just like tapping someone on the shoulder, whether it be Discord or Instagram or whatever, and just like, hey, how you doing? Like thinking of you. Don't need to respond, but like just thinking of you. And that's powerful.
I think you kind
huge.
of opened the door with that, especially when you're struggling, because you feel like any space you take is a burden. At least that's how it was for me.
Yeah.
So when someone was like, hey, how are you doing? Like, please tell me. That would make the like wall I need to overcome to talk about it way lower. Because it was like, oh, they want me to talk about how I'm doing right now, you know.
Yeah, and Croker said the same thing. Just someone knowing somebody cares is very, very powerful. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, getting tears in my eyes. But it is so, so powerful. It really, really freaking is. So that's really cool. And sometimes SpongeBob, Patrick lurks. I got to get used to it without writing and just chill with the music. I think that's really good. So we're going to borrow your parents. We're going to clone your parents because, you know, people are saying here that if they had your parents, the world would be a better place. So are they available for cloning? Is this something you've spoken to them about? Is this something that we could approach them about?
We have a command on their channel, !adopt. And it's a counter, so like people have asked Roger and Daniela to adopt them for, and I think it's at a very high number.
I love this. I'm going to be doing this.
I don't know about the cloning though. I think that would be maybe a bit
weird.
Creepy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep the creepiness as well, and I'll just change it to it being adopted. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
And speaking of, my dad has a cameo in the Patterns video. He's one of the 2 wheelbarrow people.
Oh, is he?
So just shouting that out. Cause
is he the one on the left or the one on the right?
I'm very bad
Green
with left
jacket.
and right.
Let's have a look. What colour? I'm going to go back through it. Let's have a look.
I'm not gonna be like...
No, it's a year ago. How are you meant to remember? Oh, there he is. Yeah, I can see him. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, never mind. Cool. Yeah.
The other one is the director, Davide Fantuzzi, super talented guy.
So what did you eat back on July 15th, 20... No. That's for that. But adopt. I like the word adopt. I think that's probably... You're exactly right. It's less creepy. You know, just walking up to someone and saying, adopt me. My boy at the moment has done the same thing. Not in regards to asking people to adopt him, but randomly, if people are on their phones while we're playing in the playground, he'll go up to them and almost push the phone out of their hand and just look at them and be like, hi. And I'm like, you're my son, you're over here, that's not your mum, that's not your dad, like, hi. And sometimes try to give him a hug, and I'm like, dude, like, not, yeah. And most people are really nice. I'm like, oh, hi. I'm like, that's cool, buddy, you can. Yeah, you know, just
I used to genuinely adopt people as a kid. I'd just be like, okay, I still do sometimes. I'm just like, okay, you know, you're my sister now. You're my brother now. You're my uncle now, and that's it. Like,
that's so
we
friendly.
decided.
But one of the girls did that. She came running down when we were in this playground, and she picked up the girl's hand and my boy's hand, and then ran up to her parent and then me and said, I really want to play with these guys. Is it okay if I play with them? And we like dance and we sing in that. And like she was just like so happy. And then she's like, no, I want to stay with my friends. And like literally she just adopted them as friends.
Aww,
yeah.
That's beautiful.
Her mum is also a video star in other music videos. There we go. Yeah, a lot of people can feel down when thinking nobody cares. So knowing that someone cares and thinking of you can make a huge difference. Hell yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree, Katarina. And I also want to say, like, you're not only entitled to support when things get bad. Because I think that was one of the things that made me, like, wait really long before reaching out for help. Because I was like, oh, you know, other people are, like, really struggling or something. Or other people can't even get out of bed. Or, you know, like, just, you know, why would... I can't be struggling. Like, I'm still getting out of bed or whatever, you know, like just setting these arbitrary lines and invalidating your own struggle because other people struggle more. Or, like, I think you're entitled to support even if you're just having a tough day and you want to talk about it.
Hell yeah.
And, you know, it's, I said just, I shouldn't even say just, like, we don't need to wait until we're like literally at like rock bottom to reach out for help or to deserve support, love, and appreciation. And that's something I think is really important to also keep in mind.
Particularly from a volume knob point of view. I'm going to bring this volume knob, it's going to be a thing. But from a volume knob point of view, particularly even if you're a 30, and you see people who are at a 10, and you go, no, I'm still okay, like I'm still functioning, I can get back to 50, I can get back to 60, and then you're like down at 20, and then really you're at 15 really, but you just don't want to admit to it, but you're kind of functioning at like a 30, 40 sort of stuff. Yeah. I want to ask, how much do you like water? Do you like drink lots of water throughout the day? Do you have a water flask with you wherever you go, or? Okay, it doesn't seem that big. Not that size matters, but like, yeah, okay, I get that. But the reason why is the first one is Ocean Inside of Me. Then you got Patterns, then you got a few other things happening as well, like Invisible Walls.
Oh, I see where you're going now. Very good.
And for chapter 4, you've gone Swallow the Sea. So with capturing everything you've got with your small jugs there, swallowing the sea would be pretty hard. Or swallow the sea could also be like sucking it up to a certain extent as well. It could have multiple meanings. But looking at your water can you show your water can again?
It's X merch, no longer available. But
I was going to say, you should have more merch. We should make it bigger. We could call it Swallow the Sea. It could be Swallow the Sea.
Ooh, just like a huge flask
Yes.
called Swallow the Sea.
A big jug one with a
Merch
handle.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
merch idea. You got it from me. Who cares? But that's good. Because mine's never big enough. I just run out of water. I need to swallow the sea. But it's so interesting about Swallow the Sea. I'd love to hear the meaning behind it. I'll play it now, but when we come back, one, I'm glad to hear that you're drinking water. Two, everyone out there, if you haven't already, please hydrate. I know I'm going to hydrate. Three, Luna, apologies, you're going to hear crunching as well, because I'm going to quickly sneak in some more cheesels.
And I
as
will
we go.
actually run because I left the charger of the computer in another room and it's getting
good.
a bit low.
So perfect timing.
If I hope to be back by the end of the song.
Yeah.
I should be.
If not, I'll do a song and dance and you'll be fine.
Good.
We'll talk to you guys soon. All right, here is Swallow the Sea.
Oh, what a mess to be broken. You couldn't guess the words never spoken. Beautiful girl, not like before. The weight of the world, the clothes on the floor. Stop the bleeding, just keep breathing, stay with me. Hold your heart tight, say it's alright. Swallow the sea, swallow the sea. Wasting away on the sidewalk, hear them whisper that it's my fault. I feel their eyes on my body. My mind tells me what they see. Stop the bleeding, just keep breathing, stay with me. Hold your heart tight, say it's alright. Swallow the sea, swallow the sea. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Stay with me.
I was going to go full screen just in case, and I thought, no, I'll take a gamble. I'll go, back to the interview one just in case you manage to get your cable. I didn't have to run away this time, so and I can't check to see whether you're back or not because I don't have that screen set up anymore. But
I was fast enough.
Luna Ninja.
I have like a pajama with a flash sign on it.
Another merch idea.
Quacker, thank you so much for the kind words on that one. I really appreciate that. And also, hi, Keep the Gaze.
Hi, Keep the
Also,
hi,
Lars
David.
said this one was fun to film, but the
Yeah.
accordionist was terrible. The accordionist is Lars, and he didn't know how to play the accordion, so he was just making noises. And then, yeah.
I was going to say he was bad according to Lars, but like according to Lars. But poor guy. Oh dear. Hey Richard, good to see you.
Hey, Richard!
Is Jan here
Lovely
too? I
to
didn't
see
see Jan. If Jan is here as well, hi Jan. I didn't see you there. But yeah, so Lars is the accordionist. I should do a screenshot. I should do a zoom in then as well to make sure. But that's cool. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I saw
Oh.
a question in chat, so I was about to react to it, but I also can just...
No.
Leave
People
that
can
to you.
ask. I'm trying to get them. Oh, there's Jan. Good to see you, Jan. I'm trying to get people to highlight their question just in case so it comes up nice and bright so I don't miss it. But yeah, Richard, there we go. Accordioning. Yeah.
Accordion leaf.
Accordioning again. Another. But swallowing the sea. The meaning behind that, pushing through, hanging on without getting better or seeking help out of fear, will change your perceptions, other have you, so kind of really swallowing it and keeping it down.
Yeah.
So from the very first one, and I think this is the interesting point I wanted to make, from the first one of this like starting to pour out, you then were like back in. Whew, yep, I'm all good.
This is fine, and the house is burning. Yeah. I think it's because for me, Ocean Inside of Me is not necessarily about pouring it out in front of other people, right? It's more about that first admission to oneself and awareness of oneself. And then Invisible Wars is about kind of fighting that within yourself. Also with patterns, just finding how you're trapped in that, and it's like really tenacious. And with Swallow the Sea, you're at this point where you're getting a little bit numb. And you're just kind of functioning. You're just kind of over and over again, just putting up a facade and showing up. And you're telling yourself all these things that other people might think about you. Like that verse, which is like, I feel their eyes on my body. My mind tells me what they see. It's like, my mind is telling me that this, like, what's happening to me and will make people see me in a certain way. And so I'm just going to stop the bleeding, just keep breathing, swallow the sea, just keep going on. Because that's the best way to avoid having to face that, which is absolutely unhealthy. Yeah. But that's what that song encapsulates.
Keep on soldiering on, mate. Forget about it. Forget about it. Have that cup of concrete and forget about just what's going on.
A cup of concrete. That's great.
Someone told me that the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. I forgot to put the lyrics on. Apologies, everyone. I realised I should be putting the lyrics on. So that you guys can see the lyrics as they come up, because I'm just doing the same thing. I'm enjoying it. But then I forget I'm actually not reading the lyrics properly as well. You had a couple of questions, I think, as well. Swedish Swiss Cat, can you please explain again how you did it, the video in slow motion?
Yes. So my lips are synced up to the audio, but everything around me is going in slow motion. And the way that we did that is basically... we played the song at double speed on an AirPod in my ear. So I was hearing in my ear, like, stop the bleeding, just keep breathing, stay with me, hold your heart tight, say it's alright, it's all to see, like, really, really fast. Oh gosh, I don't know if I have it around still, because I could show you. So that was playing in my ear, I was lip syncing to that. And then when we slowed it down to half, it would sync up with the original one. So that's how we did it.
So you're doing the chipmunk style. So, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are, and I'm not going to ask either, but well, you remember back in the day where you used to have like a cassette, and now the cassette used to be like that small. You used to have to put it into where you play, and what you could do is you could press play and like pause at the same time and like half press it down, and then you get the speed of faster. Did you like have it like that? How you had like chipmunk almost voice going around in your mind?
Before my time, I think, because I didn't really have cassettes, but yeah, I can. It sounded like that.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for acknowledging and being nice to me. Yeah. There's a couple. Guys, make sure please you highlight.
But it's only on my computer, so I'm not sure. Oh wait, I can do this. You'll hear it over computer speakers though. Can you hear that?
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
There we go. That's better.
That was what I was lip syncing to.
Again, EDM mix. EDM mix in the making.
So yeah, that was what I was lip syncing to in that video. So if you watch it, you can know that I was being very serious.
Cool. That's cool. Patrick's also asked you a question, but they're not sure how to say it in English. So please, if you can, Luna, take a moment.
It's like a great transition or a great segue. That's the word you're looking for, Patrick. A great segue.
Segue. There you go.
Song.
And then Richard, welcome in, buddy. He wants to know if there's a list of somewhere of your US dates and locations. Is it on your website? Because I had a look here and there of some stuff. But I found Sweden.
I'm not really doing a tour because touring visas in the US are very expensive. So I'm just going to make music with friends, and I'm basically not allowed to. Yeah, and couch surf. I'm basically not allowed to like make money or play shows or anything. That being said, I will be playing like a living room show here and there. So I can't really post about it or promote it a lot, and I'm not going to be making anything with them, so it shouldn't be a problem. But it's just if it looks like I might get into trouble. But anyone in the States who's like interested to meeting me or seeing me play some tunes, just reach out to me directly.
Yeah, go to the house party.
Might be able to make something work. Yeah,
but
I'm not really playing any like ticketed shows or anything.
Yeah,
because it's crazy. Like you're basically a grand down just for getting a touring visa, and that's really hard to get in if you don't have connections yet. So
okay. Yeah. No, I was going to say bring the boats because they're like party boats and they're peer pressure as well, so you can go along that way. But that makes sense. Party in the bedroom, a party in the lounge room. I haven't told you my train joke. Are you ready for my train joke?
Oh, the train. Yes.
So this is a real life joke. I just sort of adapted it to kind of because I thought it was funny, so I made it up. But Luna, do you like trains?
Yeah.
My 4-year-old does too. Far too much. He always goes chugga 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 chugga, so much so that I have to go shh shh. Lars already knew. Lars was like, there's a wreck coming on here. He already knew that there's some bad stuff coming. Choot, choot. Yeah. I have the adopt in my head now. I just want to go and just say the word adopt. But I just have to try to remember to go into your parents and say, walk, 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 wow. I think I did have a... there we go. So that'd be a good clip, actually. Luckily, I have a lot of experience singing the Rattling Bog Fast. Yeah, your community.
Yeah, that's how I managed.
That's exactly right. Choo, choo, choo. So, moving everything along, particularly, we're now halfway through your songs. Well, not quite halfway because you've got new music out. But you're chapter 5, If I Was No More. And I know this goes a bit pretty dark with some stuff as well. So people, please... I haven't done this yet, so if you do ever need to reach out for help, please do. There's a whole list of help places on here once it kicks in. I don't think I've captured every place. If I haven't, and if you know of a place, please let me know. But all I want to say is, please reach out. Even if I do have Germany on there.
Yeah.
There's Germany. Yeah.
Yeah. And a little trigger warning for this one, of course. If you've dealt with depression, especially suicidal thoughts, this one is a bit of a heavy one. And if you're not in a place to listen to that right now, that's totally okay. You can come back after the video for the chat.
Yeah, about 5 minutes. So this one's going to go for 4 minutes, but maybe come back in case I have 5 minutes. But I'm more than welcome to pinch it, Lars. I can Lars. Croker, I can send that to you. I've got these people's names in my head. I have to keep thinking every time I see SpongeBob, which I looked at. I was like, it's Patrick, it's Patrick, it's Patrick. And then I was like, just...
I made, there's like serious conversation Reddit, which has all the links for support like lines in the world. So I've linked that one in my stream. It's quite useful.
That's good. Please send it through. Netherlands, it's 113. So I need to go back and edit Netherlands, I think, if it's on there. Cool. All right. I'm going to play this, If I Was No More, and we'll be right back in just a moment. But if you do need to take a break, please feel free to take a break. We'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Could be so easy if I could release me. No load on my shoulders, no need to get older. If I was no more, no pain and no laughter, to look after, and you wouldn't worry, I wouldn't be sorry if I was no more. Shed my skin and take the weight of my bones. Forgive my sin and let me walk this path alone. No thought and no meaning, no soul and no feeling, no song or creation, no set destination. If I was no more, shed my skin and take the weight of my bones. Forgive my sins and let me walk this path alone. If I could release me, that's not how it works. What would it be worth? So I am once more.
Yeah. And we're back. If I Was No More.
That one, a little tear in the eye. Whoop.
Your eyes was really got me in that one as well. Your eyes were so like open and wild. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Like I just want to reflect on something that one of the chat members said as well. Look, if you guys are going through anything as well, like I really appreciate you guys being here, and really do appreciate you guys taking the time to support me on what I do and support Luna here. But also hope that you guys are okay too. I know some of you guys are going through some stuff. Please do reach out to some of the helplines. Yeah, and I'll try to reach out to some of you guys too to check in. And if you want to reply back, you can. If you're not, just know that
Y'all are loved.
you're being thought of. Yeah, hell yeah, exactly. What she said.
Be kind to yourselves. What she said.
Exactly.
I've never seen the videos before. Sorry for this. Have to do this quickly. I am quite proud. There's a playlist on YouTube with all the album, the Ocean Side of Me album videos.
Try to link it at some stage. Oh,
I think.
Thanks for following. Appreciate the follow. More than a little in my
And hi,
case.
Tonecaster. Thank you for the kind words. Tonecaster deserves a shout out as well.
Yeah, thank you, Tonecaster.
Amazing.
Appreciate you being here.
My parents
Tonecaster's
rate him
great.
every week.
Really?
Yeah, it's become a joke. Who are we gonna raid? Well, Tonecaster, of course. Who else would we raid?
That almost sounds like a Ghostbusters jingle you could make, just for them as well. Who are you gonna raid?
Tonecaster.
There's something new.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that works well. Everyone else just rolled their eyes, but I thought that was good. I like that. So, given the open the eyes aspect, and we're going along the journey, we've talked about, talking with your parents, talking about everything else. The people we didn't quite talk about, and completely up to you if you want to skip this question, how did you then get to a point of reaching out and asking for help, like in regards to from a supportive psychologist, counsellor, whatever it may be? You don't have to explain what it is, but how did you then get to the point of then go, all right, I'm going to make that call?
I think I realized when I started talking to my friends and I started talking to my family about it, it was like, okay, if I tell the people that I love that I am going through the struggle, it would be unfair to them to not do everything in my power to lift myself out of it. And it's sad that I needed that to make that choice, that like my own needs weren't enough. But it's something that a lot of people that I've talked to that have gone through depression have in common. It's like, it's almost easier to do things for other people than for yourself when your self-worth is so low that you're literally like thinking about no longer being here, right? So it's like, it's really heavy. And so I think it was that kind of, once I've reached out to the people around me, I felt like, okay, now I need to seek support, seek help. And I had been a part of an album called Album 22, which was making music that heals, basically, and it was a group of musicians that were also just kind of meeting up, sharing songs and stories. And they had one member of that group who was also a counselor, did like a guided meditation, during which I just completely cried and was like, oh damn it, this is like reaching me very, very deeply, and I feel very vulnerable in a room full of strangers basically right now. But I then had that connection of knowing, okay, this person reaches me, so I reached out to her. And I was really lucky to get to work with her then, and to have that direct connection, because I know it's so hard to find someone, especially through a system. So I got to have that personal connection and reach out, which I'm super grateful for, and that was just immensely helpful in my journey.
And each person heals so differently as well. There's a really good streamer called Raditaz who does like self-help and self-care and massage and things like that, who is so wonderful with their own self-care and helping others promote self-care. And I need to do a shout out for them at some stage once I figure out. But I think it's really cool to be able to feel vulnerable, but then go, all right, not only did I promise this, but I need to do this for myself, and actually then find out what's going to work for you. But like, I think it's really, really important to, really, really important to be able to find what works for you and then go down that path, but also look at that self-help. Because so much so we've got people who, as we were talking about before, we will talk about helping others, but then when it comes to helping ourselves, we don't usually get a chance to be able to do that either. We just got to keep helping other people instead.
Yeah, and also not just that, but also letting other people help us. Because in order to accept help and accept support, you need to deem yourself worthy of that help and that support. And that's hard. Like, it's really hard to be like, hey, okay. It's a very vulnerable thing to do, to be like, hey, I need help right now. Can you help me? It's a trust fall.
And even then, people don't know how to help sometimes. Like you know what I mean? They're like, what do I do then? And I don't want to feel obligated, or like, what do... yeah. That's how they sound. I can just picture how they sound.
I think, but just by listening, or at least that's what it's for me. It's like, hey, I've... And that's probably also just because of being, like, scared of being a burden and all these things, but I would always be, like, very specific and, like, when I did start reaching out and ask people to listen, I would be like, hey, so I'm going through something right now and I could really use someone just listening and understanding. Like, I don't expect you to solve my problems, I just need to get it out. Is it okay if we jump on a call and I vent to you for a little while? And then it's kind of taking the pressure off the other person of, like, figuring out what to do and just more being, like, just being there, just listening, just feeling seen, just getting out of that echo chamber in my head where all voices just are telling me that I'm an awful person, and like, just that is huge help. Like, you don't need to do a lot. Sometimes just being there and listening and letting someone know you care and you're giving them your time is enough.
So guided meditation, that sounds cool. Are you still doing that sort of stuff now, can I ask?
Yes, absolutely. I've still got support occasionally as well. Like, I've not stopped going on calls here and there. Because I feel like what I said earlier, you don't have to wait till the house is on fire to get support.
Yeah.
And I'm just keeping track of myself, and I've started to meditate almost daily, which has been a huge help in just keeping connected. Because I think one of the main things that was really hard for me while struggling with depression was just feeling this disconnect to myself, like, just kind of this numbness, this not really knowing where I'm at, and just really kind of pushing through and not listening to my body, not listening to my emotions. So being able to check in every day, even if it's just for 15 minutes, to lay down, do some deep breaths, like, feel what's happening in my body right now. Ooh, the shoulders are tense, I'm stressed, okay. And just kind of being present and connected to myself has been a huge help in just kind of noticing things quicker. So I notice, okay, maybe I'm doing too much right now, feeling certain ways right now, and I might need to plan in a bit more rest time, or I might need to plan some time to write some songs, or to ask a friend for a call or some deep conversations, and I can kind of actually reach out and ask for the help that I need better if I know where I'm at. So it's something I recommend. It doesn't have to be meditation, but just if you have the chance to just once a day take 5 minutes to just sit with yourself, that's super powerful.
It is huge. Creationist, thanks for coming in, and thanks for the follow, buddy. That's okay. You don't need to follow me, but you are following me now. I was warned by Luna before for something creepy about cloning her parents, so now I've got to be careful not to say about following people. But I know Twitch is different about following. But I think it's so important, like you said, about the self-check-in and everyday thing. There's so much voices and noise, and Discord, doom scrolling, TikTok. I haven't gone TikTok yet, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is. So many things. There's always like capture. You don't get a chance to go, finger on the pulse, what's going on? You know what I mean? This is the minions on my hand, by the way. I
was going to say the minions on the finger.
I've got these minions all across the desk here from what my 4-year-old's got. So just instead of me having to keep moving them out of place, I just gotta pick them up every now and again. And Croker said the same thing. You don't need to have the right words to say. Just listening and showing you care can mean the world. I always say that to the world you may be one person, and to one person you may be the world. Croker, that is awesome. Fee also loves that. Phoenix Rising loves that, and I do love that as well. I do love that saying. For a self check-in, it's interesting how you also then notice what's feeling tense. I do like that. I do ignore that, but I do like that. I think I do that like 9 o'clock at night eventually, where I get like a heat pack and I'm like, all right, feeling a bit sore here or feeling a bit tense here. Need to just like, de-stress at some point. I think that's really important. Really, really important.
Yeah, unwind a little bit. Like there's this there's an app that Katarina recommended to me actually. It's called Insight, I think, and they have a lot of free guided meditations. And there's this one called Witness and Accept, which I really, really like. So you're just kind of witnessing different emotions and feelings in your body, and there's nothing you need to do with them. You just accept them.
Yeah.
And I find that really comforting, because sometimes when you do that, you're like, oh, why am I feeling this way? I shouldn't be feeling this way. And when you go for the other angle of just like, oh, I'm feeling this way. And that's okay. You take away a bunch of the weight by acknowledging that.
Insight timer. Oh, I like that insight timer.
Insight timer, that's the one.
There you go. What would you do, Luna, if people would say, for instance, that they're not ready to be able to engage with anything yet, or they're not quite there yet?
Are you doing the segue thing again?
Yes. King Cobra. Hello, King Cobra.
For the serious answer, I would say find small steps first, right? Like maybe the step is, maybe you can't meditate every day, but maybe you can, take a second to write a sentence into a book every day, or you can, find something that feels manageable to start, and then you can grow from that, even if you don't feel ready at first. Maybe you don't tell, everybody about your feelings one day. Maybe you just leave a comment under a YouTube video of your favorite song, with an anonymous username, where you're like, hey, this song moved me because I'm going for this. Like, you can do a little bit, step by step, basically, and then be ready. But that's like the the like serious answer. The answer about your segue is, this song is about that. It's about not being ready and not really seeing a way out, but just acknowledging. And it's a bit of a double take, the song, which maybe not everybody will see, but it's, on one hand, it's, I'm not ready to reach out, but it's also, I'm not ready to lose myself to this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that double, like, I'm not ready to give up, because I want to, live, and I want to go on, and I want to find myself again.
Yeah,
so there's a duality in that not ready line. Yeah. So yeah. Have you shared some of the meditation links in your Discord? I haven't, but I can.
That's pretty good. And Insight Time is for free.
Shower, that's my meditation. Ooh. Yeah, it is. There is a pro version, but you get access to a lot of stuff for free. So
I must admit, the creation, I love the shower. I get so many ideas in the shower that I forget how long I've been in the shower sometimes, because I'm like, I can start doing this and start doing that, and like it just really sort of get. There's a minion again. Hi. Can really get into it. Same for a massage.
It's a good spot to just be present. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're going to play Not Ready. And then when we come back, I want to talk about taking the first steps. And I've got something interesting to talk to you about when we come back. But thanks, everyone, for being here. I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but here's Luna's song, Not Ready. Thanks for being here.
Ready?
Are you ready? Here we go.
I was never the one to give up, never a fan of a fight. I was never the one to show up at your door in the dead of night. I don't know where I should draw the line. Don't let me go, not sure if I'll make it this time. I'm thinking the one to be violent. They called me kind, but now that my heart's gone silent, there's a flood on my mind. I don't know if it's real or just a sign. Let me go on, maybe I'll be fine. I'm thinking too much about the end of the story. I'm losing touch. It's coming for me, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Can someone save me from myself? How do I end this pain without ending myself? All that I do is in vain if I don't ask for help. All I do is. How do I end this pain without ending myself? All that I do is in vain if I don't ask for help. I'm too afraid, too afraid. How do I end this pain without ending myself? Too afraid. All that I do is in vain if I don't ask for help. I'm too afraid, too afraid. Thinking too much about the end of the story. I'm losing touch. It's coming for me, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Can someone save me from myself?
Can someone save me from myself? Can they? Can someone save you? But you said, how do they know unless you ask for help? It's all in vain.
If you let them.
If you let them, yeah. Creativist has asked if it's off your new album. Yes, off the new album. 6 months?
Yes.
No. That was 4 months ago. We're getting close.
Yeah. Ocean Inside of Me is my album. For anyone who's tuned in, what we're doing right now is basically listening to the songs from that album in order. It's a concept album that kind of chronicles my experience going through depression and recovering from it. And each song has a video. They're all interconnected and tell a cohesive story. And we filmed all those videos in Latvia last year, which was an amazing adventure. And the door does open in the next chapter. Spoiler, Tonecaster. But yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't have. I crowdfunded those videos and the album and making vinyl for the first time as well.
I know,
over,
vinyl.
Kickstarter.
I've got it written down.
Yeah, it's just mind-blowing to me that so many people believed in the project and we could make this insane thing as an independent artist, and yeah, it means a lot to me.
And I know Tracy
Great
being
and
here
powerful
before
song. Thank you, J-Rex.
loves it as
Thanks,
well.
King Cobra, for the great visuals
Great and
as
powerful
well.
song.
Thank you.
I know
And thank you,
Tracy
Retrospin, as well.
would have loved it. Welcome in, Retrospin. I know Tracy would have loved the vinyl as well, would have so loved it. There's a lot of black.
Oh, I
all
believe
over-
Choicey actually supported and will get the
He
vinyl
did.
in the post very soon.
He did
so.
support. He was so happy. He told me he's got lots going on now with his new family and stuff. But so good for him to come in and share the love as well, Tracy. You're a legend. We still miss you and think about you as well. I know you're not around as much, but definitely still think about you. Silky's good. I totally get what she wants to say. In my opinion, the words and the music are allowed to be much harder to fit the visuals, if it makes sense. Yeah. We're also special. It's almost hurts. Loved you all. Yeah. But the blackness that you got all over your hands and all over the ropes, and the aspects of the words that say, if somebody can help. And like I said, if you let them, but also asking for it. And the good thing, the part of that one there was like, that's the start of the new chapter of not being ready to just let go of it, but sort of not trying to figure out how to actually then ask for help. And that can be one of the hardest things with everything, of going, hi.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people here and in the world don't know how to ask that. I'm doing...
It's tough.
It is a huge thing. I'm doing a big thing with Are You OK? And I encourage every single one of you, if you're thinking of somebody, just message them and say, hey, thinking of you. You can message Are You OK? But Are You OK can be quite daunting as well, because someone might actually say, no, I'm not. Or actually might actually, quite confronting. How would you have gone if someone had asked you if you were okay back then?
Depends on where in the journey I was at. I think there was definitely a time where I'd just be like, yeah, I'm fine. Kind of just brush off. But when I started to open up to people, I started to change that and be like, yeah, it's been a bit of a tough time or something like that. Like not going too deep into it, but just acknowledging that I haven't been doing great.
Yep.
But yeah. And yeah, like I said, you don't have to be cute and quiet every time. Sometimes you have to shout or help as loud as you can. And also that message about, the words in the music are allowed to be much harder to put the visuals. I agree. Like for me, the music is, in the end, it's what I write. It's the style that I write. And the visuals, just add intensity as well. But I as we said earlier, it's no longer just easy listening music, for sure. And this video in particular was, I had bruises all over my arms after it. They turned yellow they turned green and purple and yellow and were there for weeks, because I acted quite hard for this one. But
yeah,
it was yeah, but it was kind of cathartic. And I kept making jokes because I couldn't move. I was genuinely tied up between those trees. If the whole crew had left, I would have just been like,
hello.
Okay.
What am I doing? Yeah. Oh god.
So I stood between those trees for the whole shot of that video, which was relatively long, and I kept making jokes to make things lighter between takes and stuff. But when I was acting, when I was singing, when I was genuinely just shouting, screaming, doing the full. My inner theater kid was
coming out,
having the time of
Did
her
you do
life.
any rope jokes at all?
Oh, I did make one joke. So, the figure of death that comes in, the person under that cape is actually Glaris the cat, who was here earlier.
Yeah.
Simply because he was the only person short enough for his feet not to show under the cape. And so I was like, you got the job. We were in the middle of nowhere. We didn't have a lot of actors. So the whole crew, he was set photographer, just kind of acted. And there was this one shot where I was just winding around and well, of course I made the joke of someone asked me something. I was like, sorry, I'm a little tied up with something right now.
Yes.
But that one was, just
Love
standard.
that.
Yeah. But there, he was walking towards me in the shot and I was winding. And I ended up kind of down on one knee at the end of the shot when they said cut. So I just looked up at him and was like, will you marry me? And it was the end. It's really, really tense, just screaming and shouting. You see it when it comes just push it, and the whole crew just laughed. But Lars thought we were still shooting. So he was like, I can't break character. It was a very funny moment.
Why did the rope break up with a knot? Why did the rope break up with a knot?
I don't know.
It felt too tied down. I try to have a joke for everything here. I don't know if it's all going to work. But I think...
I'm impressed.
Definitely, the dad jokes galore. But I think it was so real, and I think it was you could see the like I was saying before, the black just coming down, your hands and things like that as well. But like you said, the bruises. Before we change on to
It's
the next
something you
subject.
notice as well, like the first line on the arms appears in the first video, and throughout the videos it just gets more and more up until this one. So it's like also...
It's like confrontation. You're
bit of a
confronting it as
metaphor.
well, in a way.
He's
Yeah.
saying, and what did he answer? It's just startled to answer. I should just say, oh yeah, we're married, by the way. No. There was no answer. I guess it's null and void engagement.
Yeah, none of void ever gets to be continued. That's going to be the next album. Of the accordion, or the accordion that could have been. Or you could strike an accord, but that's more pirate lingo, I guess. But I think the biggest aspect, dad joke past, I want to go back to regards to the whole asking people side of things. And I think from the whole point of us not ready to talk about it, sometimes people aren't ready or don't know how to actually talk to people about it as well, and how to ask and how to do a check-in. So I want to start promoting some help if needed. I'm going to put this link up on my website or my Twitch or whatever the hell it is. I can't remember what it's called. The About Us section. That's the one. And Linktree. But if you get stuck, we do have one in Australia called Are You OK, which I get my resources from. And that talks through about how a conversation can change your life. And it's just simple 4 steps. Asking, are you okay? Listening, which is exactly what Luna said. Maybe encourage action, but maybe also just listen. And then also check in as well. And checking in just to let them know that you're thinking of them can be one of the most biggest things. So there's a link. Choose to use it or not, it's completely up to you. But yeah.
That's really cool. I just saved that into my favorites.
Perfect. I love it how I had all these tabs open for different things, and the one for the ropes was not your average humour. Even that, like I just like, it was good, but it was bad. Yeah. Not good.
Yeah, I think you're getting yourself wrapped up in something there.
Don't tie yourself up in knots there, or maybe a bit of a twining. Spoiler: I thought you wanted to reveal that after the US trip. Lars. Oh dear. Yeah.
The wedding is in November.
Thanks, Fee, and also, if you need to, I did post all of Luna's links before, and I realised there are a lot of them. So just one link to her link tree is right there. So asking for help and all that sort of stuff, if people are up for it, is really good. But it also means that sometimes some people can be like a shoulder to cry on, or particularly if you let them in. How did you eventually get past that with a mindset of being like, all right, cool, I'm accepting help here?
I think it's eventually a bit what we talked about like earlier. It's reaching out first to like one person, then getting a reaction that's very loving, and finding the courage to reaching out to another, and then eventually having like that push of witnessing other people telling their story and realizing that's something I would like to be able to do one day too.
Yeah.
So I think it's about that. It's just about slowly feeling seen and slowly realizing that what I'm going through is not shameful. It's not something I need to hide. It's something that, I can share, and I can ask for help, and I deserve support, and people are happy to support if I let them. So
100%.
That's kind of the first line of the next song is throw a rope, I'll be fine. Throw a rope, I'll climb. Right? It's like this admission of, I'm not asking you to pull me up. I'm just asking you, give me the rope, and I will do the work now. I will lift myself out of this.
Instead of tying myself around.
Hi,
Hey, Fee!
Phoenix! So lovely to see you.
Good to see you, Fee. All right, this is chapter 7, Shoulder. We'll have a listen to this, and we'll come back and we'll talk about ropes and climbing out, and maybe some more rope jokes. I don't think I've got any shoulder jokes. Maybe something to lean on. Anyway, we'll come back. Enjoy.
rest my head on your shoulder.
Don't forget to hydrate, everyone. Definitely hydrate. Yeah, the lyrics doesn't want to pair up with the YouTube. They said about rolling instead, but that's okay. You know, it could be like a version 1.2. We were talking about a 1.1 or the draft version. But that was beautiful. The connection and the being able to connect with someone, and yeah, thank you so much, Fee, as well. I was able to then at least now follow for Dom. And his last stream I just saw was his last one in UK. Is he going somewhere?
Yeah, he's moving to the States.
Moving completely?
Yeah, because his wife lives there. So originally she was going to move to the UK, but it's been really tough with visa stuff, so it's going to move to the States now. They might try to return to the UK once the visa stuff gets easier, but for now, yeah.
Get that. Croker did come back with the goods. He always does. Amazing man. My 4-year-old asked me, what do shoulders do? I just shrugged.
I just found one that's kind of good too, which is, what does one shoulder say to the other?
Don't know.
Between you and me, something smells funny.
That's cool. Don't need to dye my hair anymore. Yeah, so yeah, Lars asked, where does the don't need to dye my hair anymore comes from? Dye my hand? Dye my hair?
That was actually a line,
yeah.
Dye my hair, yeah. That was a line that Dom made up. So basically, this is one of the later songs. This was written when I was kind of already in a better place. And I was looking for, because this is a concept album, and I had kind of decided, okay,
Thanks, J-Rex.
and I wrote over 30 songs for it, so I was picking like 10 songs out of those. And I was like, I need a song to embody this chapter of reaching out and getting help. And I wrote a bunch of songs and it didn't work. And I kind of loved that it ended up being a collab that I wrote with someone else, because that's like so appropriate for the actual thing. And that's someone being, my best friend is like even more special. But yeah, I was visiting him in England and I had a couple of shows canceled because of that thing that happened, that we don't want to think about too much, but that had a lot of things canceled. And I was feeling really low and we just sat down and he played the guitar, we wrote the song together, and I just knew it was going to fill that gap. And this is a line that Dom added, the don't need to dye my hair no more. It's about being your authentic self, basically. Like, I don't need to hide anymore. I don't need to, dye the hair or hide the identity. I can be myself, and just show up and be safe and be seen and be loved that way.
And I think that's so good. It's slowly coming out of that shell and being able to turn the volume knob up, and being able to talk about how you're feeling and have that safe space. I love safe spaces. Yeah, that's so cool. Does that mean you have another place to stay when you do your secret US tour that we don't talk about in regards to the couch surfing? Something stuck in my throat there.
Yeah, I mean, the US, the fact that I'm going to the US is not a secret. So we might try to meet up. I don't know if it works. Dom doesn't live too far, or it will only be like too far in the States, like still like 10-hour drive from California. So I'm gonna record an acoustic EP in California while I'm there, if all goes well. So that's what I'm gonna be crowdfunding on Kickstarter starting next week. I'm gonna make an EP called Rescue Songs, and the idea is what I just mentioned. I wrote a bunch of songs that didn't make it onto any album, and I have like over 500 songs written, and it's just really hard to keep up. But I have a lot of people being like, Luna, when are you releasing this song? And I'm like, never. So the idea is to give power back to the people. So the people that support the Kickstarter are actually going to choose the songs that go onto that EP.
Oh.
I'll have no power, in the sense of I have power because I will be giving them 20 songs to choose from. But yeah, so that EP will be happening, and Dom won't be too far away from it. So maybe he'll pop by.
That's cool. Shout out to California. Do you have a link to the new Kickstarter yet, or is that on its way?
Still working on it. I filmed the video today, so I will have a link soon. But definitely, if you follow me on social media or my Discord, like you'll be among the first to know, because I will promote the shit out of it once it's there.
Nice. Okay, definitely be good to have a look at that. I'm just putting up your links again. Are you going to have anything about guided meditation on there at all?
Unlike the new EP?
Yeah.
Not really, but I was thinking about recording some guided meditations at some point, but that would be independent, I guess. Because for this EP, it's really about saving, I guess, older songs. Or songs that haven't really fit.
So rescuing older ones. So, yeah. Windows to Sky. I love being on Windows to Sky and doing, trying to rescue the old vinyls and things like that, and then they try to play them to see if they're going to stick or not. But, interesting. I should get you to come on this internet radio station thingy that we won't talk about and do some guided meditation on there. I've got to send you some details. Speaking of which,
Would love that.
you do radio as well. Once a month?
Mm-hmm. Yes, once a month.
How do you get your playlist for that?
It's a combination. So I follow a lot of my indie artist friends. So over on my release radar, I'll just see what pops up and then reach out and be like, "Hey, great new song," and just kind of that way. I get submissions too. People just write me because they see I have a show and they're like, "Hey, I have a song for you," and if it's a fit, I'll feature it. Then I have some lovely friends that are music fans that send me stuff. I was thinking about going to a submission platform, but honestly, I just don't have as much energy at the moment to put into all of that, so I'm just going to kind of focus on featuring the community around me and uplifting it, and, people that send me stuff that I like. Also
Do one thing and one thing well, I reckon. I can definitely relate to trying to do too many things and wanting to do all these things and being like, oh, there's songs here, or I could grab songs there, or I could get songs here too. Oh, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing as well and keep maintaining that.
You're talking to the woman who's like talking about her album with you today, while also releasing a new song today, while setting up a Kickstarter for next week to go on tour in Sweden to play Festival Live at Heart in Sweden in 2 weeks. And like,
is that that's the 11th to the 14th? Yeah.
Very present right now. Yes, 11th to the 14th. That's the Live at Heart Festival in Örebro. I'll be playing, I think actually on the 11th, on the 12th and the 14th. I think are my slots.
Live in Heart, did you say? Festival?
My dear friend Matt Sernand. Live at Heart.
Oh, Live at Heart.
It's a really cool one, and you can just buy a pass for the whole festival. There's like 100 artists playing in stages all over the town, and it's very much worth visiting, even if you're not just coming for me. I know my dear friend Isa is also playing with her band, which is just incredible. And I get to share the stage with Matt Sernand, who I've also got a collab out with, and who's like just amazing. So
good.
Really fun.
And I love how you highlight it. And you highlight it and it goes, what is it? And it goes, the short answer is a casual get-together for artists, audience, and music business. Find out more. Latest updates as well, press releases, Live at Heart. There's a link there, people, if you want to go have a look at it. Let's see of all the artists.
Yeah, if you're in Sweden, come and say hi.
Yeah, hell yeah. Jump on a plane and go say hello. That'd be cool. There's a full artist list as well. Family and friends. This is cool. This looks like it'll be fun. Are you couch surfing here as well when you're going to be there, or have you got?
I'll be staying with Mats, with my musician friend.
Yeah. This is cool. This is really cool. Like this. Nice. Have you prepped for it all yet? Or is that like going to be coming later on? Fee's going.
A little bit, but not as much as I probably should. Book site. I'm. The sets are relatively short, so I could wing it if I wasn't playing with another person. So I am playing with Mats. We're also going to be playing 2 of his originals in our set, which I love. He's got amazing songs. So I need to prep some of his originals a little more, but I still have a little time. So
thanks, Richard.
I'll start working on that next week.
Either way, Fee's going to fly over and see you. If we could, that would be good too. And then you're playing in Germany November 7th as well, so you've got a bit of a break, but you've got US as well, so it's
it's November, I think it's November 11th actually, or something like
in
that.
Germany?
It's definitely got a 1 in front of it, yeah.
Yeah, I had 17th. I had 17th for Germany, but 17th, I could be wrong.
17th, yes. No, you're right, 17th. I heard 7th, and it was like, huh?
That's okay.
Yeah.
I just talk too fast.
That's also with the... No, it's okay. It's with the wonderful Lucy Glang, who's also just amazing. And we're playing one of the coolest venues in Cologne, which is the Wohngemeinschaft. It's really cozy. I think it just fits like 60 people, and it's awesome. We haven't sold that many tickets yet, so if y'all want to help me de-stress and you're in the Cologne area, get yourself a ticket. It'd be lovely to see you there. It's going to be a really nice show, and Lucy is amazing as well.
I've just picked up about 4 or 5 new people from Germany I've been talking with now, but they're in Berlin, so I don't know how far away Berlin is from where you're going to be.
It is like a 4-hour high-speed train ride.
Good to see you, Dark Native. Okay. Yeah, but that'd be good. Just get everyone together and say hi and catch up and dance and sing and play and just rock up and just point and go, there's Luna, hi Luna. I'm sure that will be okay. No, it's cool. So the new Kickstarter is going to be all about, and you're going to have people from the Kickstarter help you release or choose which songs. So you call it rescue songs. If you were playing D&D, you could literally call it the necromancy songs, really, because you'd be reviving them.
We're like reviving them.
Yeah, or the revival.
Oh, Zeke, you're kind of close by. It would be lovely to see you there.
That'd be cool. Have you got a name for it yet?
I actually, sorry, I just got to quickly say,
Yeah.
I actually live relatively close to Cologne. I live in Leverkusen, so we're basically neighbors, Silke. But yeah, sorry. Name for
the rescue songs or the rescue EP.
I'm gonna call it rescue songs.
Okay, all right.
I'm just literally gonna call it that. I'm just gonna be. I was shooting the promo photos and videos, so I've got it.
Oh, there you go. Merch yeah. That's cool. I was going to say you could call it revival, but you put it there.
That's on my songbooks that we're rescuing.
But that's good. That's really cool. I have heard of people that just have books after books after books that they've written and then just rather have them buried in a box somewhere, or parents' bedrooms or basements or things like that. Do you literally have songbook after songbook you've written and around in your room or around the house?
These are yeah. I mean, I try to. They're usually all behind, at the wall behind my computer. So it's like a little lineup on my desk.
Enjoy your look.
But yeah, it's a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Duisburg, Düsseldorf. Yeah, we're actually really close to each other. That's so cool. In October, I'm finally seeing a gig by non-American Twitch streamer I follow for the first time. Lana Maddie's touring one when he was 3 kilometers away from me. Ooh, I might actually try to see her as well, because I'll be close by. So one of the potential, mini micro show thingies that I might play is in Chicago. And I think Ilana's also playing Chicago.
That'd be cool.
So.
It's so weird seeing people from Twitch face to face. That's a cool thing, but a TwitchCon would always be a great thing to go to at some point. I don't know if I could go without doing interviews though. You know what I mean? With that, I'd want to interview and ask people questions, and I'd have to be just stop and say hello, just say hi. Don't ask them about things. Don't deep dive. They're here. You know what I mean?
Well, you can ask them to meet another day, and
yeah. Although I've seen some people and they've got literally the whole booth in front of them, or the camera in front of them as well, while they're streaming while they're walking along and things like that. But that could be. But the rescue songs, that's really cool. I like that a lot. Do you know if any of those rescue songs? This is a bad segue. Any of those rescue songs are good for you?
That was weak. I'm sorry, that was weak. I'm not sure if that segue was good for you.
No, it wasn't good for me. I didn't feel it. I was going to talk about Alana Maddie and say, do you think that meeting Twitch people in your life would be good for you? And I was going to go back and say, does that mean that she's no good for you, like Alana Maddie, she's not good for you? But I don't want to put other Twitch streamers down. I don't know. You know what I mean? And
and she's amazing. She's such an inspiring person and so talented.
So that doesn't even work with my segue at all, because it's a complete opposite. Or I could say talking about the complete opposite. Yeah.
She did this last October. She did this challenge. She posted 30 words to do a daily songwriting challenge. So she posted that, and I wrote a song every day following her songwriting challenge. So super cool. Atlanta and Chicago on October 9th. Yes, exactly. I won't be there on October 9th. I'll be there a little later. But I hope that maybe, I don't know if I'll be able to catch her. It would be so nice.
Fingers crossed. That'd be good. But it's good that she's good for you. That she'd be good for you to meet. I'm going to jump into this next song called She's Not Good For Me. Hey, look at that. Who knew? But when we come back, I want to start talking about some positive things and some outlets and some things that are good for you. I've gone on a recent health kick lately, and I'm starting to feel better with my recent health kick. It hasn't quite got my stomach just yet, but I think it's slowly getting to my stomach. But we can talk about that when we come back, and hopefully I can talk to you more about helping to rescue me from this unhealthy lifestyle. But
Sending you much.
Thank you. But we'll come back. We'll come back in just a moment. Here you go, guys. Enjoy.
Just one more dance. Give me a chance. Don't you dare take me there again. There's fire in the sand, shaking devil's hand. Don't you dare take me there again. 'Cause oh, I know I have loved her before, but she's not good for me. She's not good for me. She'll never be. Drifting in the ocean, she had my devotion. Don't you dare take me there again. Ooh, I know I have loved her before, but she's not good for me. She's not good for me. She'll never be. She'll never be. She's been swallowing my eyes now. All I see is darkness. I can hear her cry from the bottom of the abyss. Oh, she's not good for me. She's not good for me. She'll never be.
Ooh, Chicago. I haven't done US. I need to do US at some stage. Get all the US things and all the food. I do love my food.
Chicago deep dish pizza, here I come.
Oh, yes, please. Pictures, please. Pictures. Pictures of pizza. That'd be great. Pizza's my favourite. So you talked
Pizza's
about...
so good. Oh, I'm getting hungry.
What pizza do you like? What's your favourite pizza?
I personally, I'm torn. My standard since I was smaller has always been like with like onions and peppers and like oregano. I do just love a really good like, because I'm vegetarian, like a good like vegetable pizza with like a bunch of veggies just piling up, like maybe some artichoke and some spinach and some like just like pretend to be healthy even though you're eating a pizza, like that kind of pizza.
I used to love capsicum.
I also just realized
Yeah.
you've teleported a spider into my room. That's the biggest spider I've ever seen in here. So it's kind of fitting that it happens when I'm talking to you from the land of the spiders.
We have daddy longlegs around, and I love the fact that we've got spiders that are called daddies, that are like meant to be like one of the most poisonous ones, but they can't actually poison you because their teeth can't penetrate your skin or something. But again, they're daddy longlegs. But anyway, like yeah, good luck with the spider. Deep dish pizzas.
Oh, she's cute. I like
clear-
spiders. She seems to be a cross spider. I need to be careful because they're like a little poisonous.
How
But I'll
close is
find
the
a glass
spider?
later to set her out.
Yeah. I mean,
Like 2 meters. She's made a huge net across the window. She's pretty. She's really pretty. I like spiders.
feel free to deal with the spider if you need to. But
No, she's just chilling. She's been chilling the whole time. She can
Okay.
chill till the end of the stream. Like,
she's enjoying the music.
I might even keep her around as a pet for a couple of days. She can eat the mosquitoes.
That'd be nice. They do say it's really good to keep spiders around, like the right sort of spiders, because it kills the right things. But yeah, capsicum, we call it capsicum here. I think you call
Clear
them
arteries
peppers.
are for whips.
But yeah, like a nice pizza would be great, but a deep dish, yum, 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 yum. I was eating cheesels before, but really trying to... So I've got a thing, because of my new job, I've been eating lunch on the road, and particularly Macca's has been like the go-to, because I can get it for like really cheap. So in regards to like she's are good for me, like Macca's and sugar are like my devil. So I've tried to then like coerce myself away from it and reprogram my brain by bringing mandarins and pears with me and sitting at Macca's or outside Macca's, not in the store because that's just a bit rude, and eating my mandarin and my pear in front of Macca's, like from an association point of view, to help make it instead.
Aussie spiders are a different breed.
Obviously, spiders are a different.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
that's kind of like the click, right? You're gonna associate the healthy with the unhealthy. That works.
You can call
I mean, my
Silky
mom's a
over.
nutritionist, so
Yeah.
Zeka can help me deal with the spider.
Yeah.
No, we're fine. I is that a Duolingo owl with arms and legs and a cowboy hat? I didn't even realize that earlier. That's oh, it's a Furby. Oh, that's even more cursed. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, it is
Why?
too. Yeah. It's
Moving
a bit.
on.
Yeah. Pentafreaky. Grammars, there we go. But I think, funny how you've mentioned nutritionist, but I think it's really cool with regards to that self aspect and that looking after yourself, and particularly people who spend time looking after others and looking after yourself. I mean, it's good to have a bad day every now and again. It's good to have a couple of bad things every now and again. Like I think, you can't go your whole stuff with just like purity of like.
Yeah, you gotta live it all.
Yeah. It's funny that sounds like a song. What a good song.
Yeah, no, but it's I keep looking at the spider. She's hypnotizing me. I think with She's Not Good For Me as well, it's like it's a song about how recovery is not linear, but also about how being aware of the things that are not good for you and being present with them and allowing them that little space to exist in healthy outlets and healthy coping methods. Like you can do that. You can still acknowledge that that's a part of you. You have to actually, and live a happy life, because it's not about just pushing away all the negative and always being happy. It's just about dealing with the sadness and the heaviness in healthier ways, so they're not around that often. And I think that's kind of what the song is for me as well. Great song. Thank you, Lars.
Oh yeah, I think outlets are really good as well, particularly like different sorts of outlets. I know why you keep looking at the spider. It's because they're so smart. Do you know why they're so smart?
I'm bracing myself for a really bad joke.
It's because they're always on the web.
My brain was going there. I was this close to guessing that one. You're training me well.
I am. That's the idea. By the end of this, you'll be the dad joke extraordinaire. You'll be able to complete it. Almost Maddie actually has saved all their dad jokes, and I think has it on Patreon as well, just like all the lists of dad jokes they've ever said, which is a great list that way. I just delete mine.
That's brilliant.
I don't keep mine. But outlets are cool. What are your outlets, LunaKeller? What are your outlets these days?
What are your outlets? Music, of course. I was about to make a bad joke about like, oh yeah, there's a power outlet right there.
You already started. You got it. It's electric.
You're getting to me, man. You're getting to me.
I love that.
No, music for sure, like songwriting, writing in general, listening to other people's music as well. I like puzzling, like when I'm feeling stressed or when I'm feeling low, I like to just sit down and make a puzzle. There's something like I listen to some good music or just meditate a little bit, like just putting in the pieces.
You make a puzzle?
So that's maybe one.
Or you do a puzzle?
Mm-hmm. I do a puzzle?
Okay, because you can make puzzles as well. There are websites that let you make puzzles for other people.
Yeah. I do puzzles. I have my boyfriend actually gifted me a custom puzzle for Christmas with a photo of us on it, which was really, really nice.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah. He's a great boyfriend. But yeah, so that's something. Of course, just connecting with people, talking to people. Like for me, just deep conversations, even about the heavier topics, are a great outlet to just sometimes just chat and have those existential conversations. Walks. I like to go on walks. I love walking, especially walks over the cemetery. As macabre as that might seem, but my grandpa's cemetery is like 3 blocks that way. Where he's resting. He doesn't own the cemetery. He just rests there. And I'll like sometimes when I have to go something in the city, I'll go through there and just sit down and talk to him a little bit about my day. And that's like really nice too, just kind of being faced with, you know, the mortality of oneself and just reflecting on life. It makes you appreciate more, I think. So yeah, it's those are some. I like cooking as well. Good food.
Croaker.
I think that's about it. Also, Croaker, please look after yourself. You're so loved, and it's wonderful that you're here today. Big hugs.
Yeah, hell yeah, Croaker. If you haven't experienced Croaker's stream, they've gone on a hike, or they've just finished a hike, and they're going to stream it on Sunday. At 8:30 Eastern, I believe. So if you haven't already, please follow Croaker and have a look at that. But Richard is not in Boston. They're near Boston. But I see a lot of your
near Boston. Oh, I don't think I'll be close to Boston.
I see a lot of your new clips are out walking about as your music clips. As we start to get closer to the end of your music clips. They start to be more walking outdoors and things like that, and I think there's a lot to be said for going for walks again without technology and connecting again, particularly even for reminisce and connect to family that have passed as well, and to remember their souls as well. Yeah, I think that's huge. Yeah,
absolutely. I think. That connection to nature, that connection to what's come before. Actually, just in Switzerland, we saw what's called a Beinhaus, so like a bone house. And what these used to be in like Swiss mountain towns where the earth was like too hard to bury people, they would just take a skull and the leg bone of each person and basically pile them up in a room. So there's this window and you just see a wall of skulls, I think 15,000 people buried there. Like it's just a huge pile of skulls.
Yeah.
And above it says, it has an inscription, and it says, "What you are is what we were. What we are is what you will be." And that one hit me really hard. That was.
Say that one again. What you are is what you were, and what you were is what we will be.
No, so it's what you are is what we were, as in the skulls all used to be people, and what we are is what you will be, and as we will one day all just be bones.
Yeah.
So I found that one really, really powerful.
Far out. There was one we went through in Paris with the tunnels as well, and they had all the skulls.
Oh, the catacombs.
And the catacombs and that as well. And you just take a moment and you just, I mean, I don't know some of the new stuff. I always try to justify what I'm watching, but some of the clips came up and it was, I think it was showing people from 1910, I think it was, like 3 or 4 years before like one of the wars was starting, and like the aspects of how life was without technology or with technology of their time. And it was just really interesting to kind of just stop and just take a moment and breathe that in and being like, all right, like we always forget how like what we've got and what, you know, how thankful and things like that as well. You find bone houses all over the world. Silky, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to be here. It's basically the reminder. And also, yes, I know Simon's cat, Silke, and I love it. I don't have Simon's cat here, but I do love cat comics. I do have one of my favorites here right now.
Garfield? Yes, love Garfield. Garfield loves lasagna. Big lasagna fan.
I love lasagna.
Do you?
There's a photo of my mom. My mom has an Instagram called, I think, 5 Elements Soul Food. And there's a photo, if you scroll back further down enough, with me wearing a Garfield hat eating her lasagna.
Does she make it with eggplant?
No, she makes it with spinach and ricotta.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my sister used to always make it with spinach and ricotta. Nice. Now you've got the skulls in my head. I keep thinking of the song, which was on Monkey Island and a few others, like These Bones. These bones, these bones, these nine bones, these bones to the bones. Have you ever heard that song?
I don't think I know that one.
I will send it to you. I don't know if I can play it on stream. I probably can. It's not worth that, getting that stuck in your head. You just can't get rid of it then. But it sounds like if they're only taking like a piece of like the thigh bone or the skull, it will make the actual skeleton lighter than before. Was that any better?
Can't believe you just did that. I can't believe you just did that.
Would that work better than before?
You know, it's better than people talking about this song being about going to the toilet. So I'll take it.
That is true. Or people farting, really. Because Phil Collins, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, could exactly be like that as well.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. I want to play the skeleton song for you now, but I don't think you'd care. It's cool. You can learn it in 3 minutes. You can then do it as a new redeem on your channel. Not that you need to. Silky Googled Simon's. I don't know the spider story. Want to know the spider story. I'm not good at spiders. Yeah. Okay. Know the cat story.
Sounds like I'm going to the direction. A lot of cultures use bone houses or holes similar because of weather and geological reasons. Yeah, I only came across it in Switzerland for the first time, but that's really cool. So just to say, I've got maybe like another 30 minutes before I gotta head out, because I'm streaming tonight and I still need to go into town to pick something up before that.
That's okay. We've got 3 songs left, so that's okay. We've got this song, the other song, and then your brand new song. So we're so close, and I realise it's almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I think we'll get there. I just wanted to let you know.
No, you're fine. I
would love to hang out with you, like just throughout it. If I didn't have to go into town, I'd just go right into my stream.
I'd love just to go and have a chat as well. Because I think my biggest thing is I get so like deep diving on certain things, and because time is so bad for me, I think I've been up since like 4:30 or something. Like it gets a bit like you get a bit like foggy after a while, but I just miss talking with people again. So, and you said you've done that. So, all right.
Yeah.
I'll get on to Lighter Than Before just to help get through this next song. This one's a bit interesting. This is about recovering from depression while and realising that you can still celebrate life despite the struggles. So, yeah, awesome. Have a listen to this. I'm going to get some more water, maybe some cheesels. I won't be lighter than before, I'll tell you that much. But we'll be right back. See you guys soon.
Close my eyes, take it in. The sun feels warm on my by side as we talk. I stand on my own feet, I walk. Now I wear joyfully the colors that paint all of me. I feel lighter than before. I feel lighter, and I wanna know what tomorrow brings. What tomorrow brings. What tomorrow brings. What tomorrow brings. 'Cause today I saw a flower grow from concrete walls. I felt the warmth of a new song. It's been a while since I stood this tall. I feel lighter than before. I feel lighter, and I want to know what tomorrow brings. 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 What tomorrow brings.
That's cool. Lifting up the dress and seeing the mirror and seeing that big smiley face.
Yeah, I mean that's a reference to the next song already, right? So, yeah, I love that one. I want to give a huge shout out because I haven't already to Dominic Romano, who's the producer I worked with on this album, especially in this song as well. He added the haze and things like
Love
that.
the
and it's
haze.
just- yeah, he's made, honestly, working with him was such a gift because we became really good friends throughout, and I literally sent him the 30 songs of the pre-selection with detailed descriptions of what they were about. Like, I was just immediately super open, vulnerable, and personal with him, and he always made me feel safe. And he was so good at helping me tell the story, at like really respecting my ideas, but also bringing in ideas I could have never thought about myself that were just so cool and incredible. Like, he's genuinely amazing, just amazing. So if anyone's looking for a producer, also Dominic's releasing his own music, Dominic Romano, over on Spotify. I was listening to it yesterday.
Ooh.
And his songs are just so freaking beautiful. Like, what a songwriter, what a great person. We have one song that I sang on, which is how we met, called Never in My Dreams as well. So yeah, go check out Dominic's stuff. It's great.
I think I found the link. I think I found the link. I think I found the link.
You're gonna be able to rate LunaKeller later. Yeah, I will go live tonight, ideally at 7 p.m. German time, 6 p.m. UK time, for a couple of tunes. And I also am gonna have my collaborator Clouds and Thorns pop in for a little chat, because we released a song together today, but we'll talk about that later, so I won't go deeper into that. But if anyone is not tired of my face by now and wants to hear me sing, not just talk, come say hi. Follow
Please
me over on
do.
LunaKeller. And
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely do. Ooh, Dominic Romano. I have not followed Dominic Romano, so I need to go do that. So that's cool. Thank you. I
How
wanted
dare you?
How dare you? I will kill you. No, wait, what? That's not the right one. What do you do with all your collaborations? So you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I mean, we spoke about the beginning song and what we're going to play at the very end as well. But how many people? Because you haven't mentioned Jory Avner was playing guitar on one of your songs as well. How many people did you actually collaborate with all your songs?
Do you mean like, cause if you mean collaborations with people's names on it, like Shoulder, where Dom's name's on it, I
Thanks,
have.
Toncaster.
Oh, I'm gonna forget someone. I'm sure Tonecaster. So lovely to see you, and hopefully hear your amazing guitar playing again soon. I was saying, yeah. So actual collaborations where we like my name's on it. I have with Thomas Levine, Joe Pope, Dom Mallon, Brady Joe. I'm just so certain I'm a fan. So of course, Clouds and Forens. We have several songs out together. Matt Sternand. We have a beautiful song out together as well. Who am I missing? This is driving me crazy. I made
Don't
a collab.
stress.
Let me just quickly.
You
pull it
always
up.
forget. There's
Oh,
always
Eric Bay.
ones. Yep.
My very first collab, which was with Eric Bay, as well. So those are like the ones with people's names on them. I'm also featured on some stuff, and when it comes to collabs of like just people playing on stuff, it's huge. Like Thomas Levine played drums on Not Ready and also on Wolves. We have Ben Greenberg playing guitar on If I Was No More, who's one of my favorite songwriters of all time. We have Jory playing on She's Not Good For Me. We have Rich from Clouds and Forens. He actually played banjo on Shoulder, so he's also on this album. So basically, a lot of my friends. Daisy Chute played banjo on the last song of this track, which is also a great streamer and musician. So the list is long. I get to collaborate with the coolest people. Harley Eblin, amazing cello player, songwriter, who also will be in the studio with me and Dominic when we record Rescue songs. So we'll have some cello on those songs, which is like one of my favorite instruments. So very excited about that too. So yeah, number is hard, but I've had a lot of great people I've gotten to make music with. And of course, my parents, my dad has been a part of so many songs. Not on Oceans. Oceans, the only thing that my parents did is the hey, hey. But that was because I needed to prove to myself I can make an album without my dad. Not because I don't love working with him, but just because I needed that for my independence.
Yeah. I want to show you something. You've already seen this. You've already responded to it. This was from 3 weeks ago. And my head is completely down
I gotta wait till it shows up.
That's okay. I'm going to fix up my head.
Still waiting for it to show up.
What?
And it showed up.
Is it that bad? Is it that far delayed?
Yes.
That is bad.
It is that delayed, yeah. Now I see it. Okay, so it's Dominic's post of...
It is.
Of Woman in My Mirror.
How cool is this?
It's awesome.
It's so cool. I'm going to shrink my head down because I think it's weird. So, all these people you collaborate with...
oh yeah, Calvin sang on Wolves, and he also released a cool song called Wild Shit recently. Calvin Burke, great streamer. So,
but how cool though? Do you ask these people? Do you just approach them and go "Oh my gosh, I was going to use I'm going to anyway." Do you just approach these people that you want to collaborate with and go, "Hey"? That's my really bad reiteration of the Hayes in your previous song. But how do you ask people to collaborate with?
Some collabs have been people asking me. So not necessarily, of course, when I play on my album, but I know Eric Bay, for example, reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you want to collaborate?" Thomas Levine asked me to sing on a song. Dominic also asked me to sing on a song. Dominic Romano and I are never in my dreams. And we also are working on a little sneaky side project. It's called Fox's Hall. No, I'm gonna shut up about it. Not too many spoilers, but yeah. So sometimes it's people reaching out to me and asking. I think especially because I sang on Thomas's song, and a lot of people liked that song a lot, so they asked me to sing on their songs afterwards. So I think that opened up a lot of doors for me. And then yes, I've asked people as well, especially on my album. I would just be like, "Hey, so Dominic," and I'll be like, "Oh, this song needs banjo," or I remember with If I Was No More, I was like, "Oh, I want the strings to sound dead. I want them to sound dead and wonderful and blunt, and just like Ben Greenberg's recordings, which he does so well, where he literally puts tape over his guitar." And then Dominic was like, "Well, let's just ask Ben Greenberg then." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Why not? So I just read it. I was like,
"That's
"Hey,
good."
Ben,
I was going to say, if you wanted a dead sound, and then you're like, "Hey, I wanted a dead sound. You'd be perfect for it. Would you mind playing?" And someone like, Yeah, okay. I'll say a dead sound.
For like the context, Ben and I have talked about how we both enjoy the sound of dead strings, and with dead strings, I just mean strings that have been played for a really long time, so they're no longer shiny.
Yeah.
So it's not an insult; it's a compliment.
No.
Or also just being like, oh, this song would really benefit from Thomas's drums, and Thomas has played drums on 3 of my songs now. Oh, well, before actually, two unreleased ones, which I'm looking forward to sharing with the world as well. So
Lots of
yeah,
good stuff.
it's I have, for the rest of the year, almost consistently 2 songs a month coming out.
Far out. Watch
And,
your space.
and that's just because every time someone told me, can we collaborate? I said, yes, but we can't release it till after my album. And now it's after the album, and I just have so many songs to release. It's like...
That's good. Did you mix and master them yourself? Did you go to someone professional, can I ask? Or
I go for some... I'm not a producer. I'm not a mastering or mixing engineer. So I outsource. So Dominic mixes most songs himself that we do. Like, the ones we do together, he mixes himself. And then sometimes even other stuff, I'll just be like, hey, can you? Sometimes
Yeah.
the people that I'm collaborating with will mix or master. Like, Rich does a lot of our mastering and mixing and everything himself for our collabs. So Clouds and Thorns, that is just so deeply talented. And sometimes we'll continually, like, mastering. Dominic and I've outsourced, for example. The Oceans album was mastered by Sam Moses, who's just Moses Mastering, amazing mastering engineer based in Nashville. So yeah, very, very cool.
nice. So before I get to this next song, did you ever listen to Michael Jackson at all?
Are you about to make a I'm looking at the man in the mirror reference?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I did love that song.
You're not the first.
I didn't
It's a
think I'd be
great
the
song.
first or the last. It's a great song. Did you... I mean, because it is such a confronting aspect of regards to looking in the mirror, and I still make jokes when I look in the mirror, and I think it's just because it's an uncomfortable aspect as well, but turning it around from not being able to look in the mirror to then, like, the end of the last one of looking in the mirror and smiling, I think is a beautiful thing. And particularly, like, this one here is a love song to yourself, and this has got some great, I guess, some great videography to it as well, and some beautiful, I guess it's a beautiful end to it all. But the
It's my
aspect,
favorite.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
love them all, but it's my favorite.
and from the very beginning of the darkness of not looking anywhere really, to then coming to the end of actually looking in a mirror, confronting it, accepting it, loving yourself, and then moving forward and getting help in that. This is a well-rounded, I guess, end of the chapter to be able to put together for it. And I think it's really interesting. Did you, I mean, because you rode your bike in the last one, and there was a couple of streamers I was watching who were actually walking across Australia and walking across certain places, and I always thought that'd be kind of cool, having your bike or having a backpack and being daring and doing it just once in your life. I mean, for a small period of time, I think I'd get a bit bored after a while, and maybe, like, social media, I don't know. But it looked really cool. Would you ever, like...
Thank you. I'm not the best bike rider, so I think it like, Paul Camarero, big shout out, who filmed and edited it, did a great job making me look good there.
Thanks, J-Rex. Take care, buddy.
Bye, J-Rex. And
Appreciate
yes,
your
Darling
voice.
is a great song, Zelka.
Hell yeah. So I guess I made you look good on the bike, eh? No, but I think it's always nice to be able to keep up your outlets. Are you keeping up with your outlets and keeping up with your mental health stuff, can I ask?
I'd like
That's-
to think so.
Juggling so much?
I think there's moments recently where I've been a bit like, oops, this is a lot, and I've like detected some thoughts and patterns where I was like, maybe these should not take up this much space, and maybe I should, but I've been pretty good at, like, taking time. Like, for example, I was supposed to have the Kickstarter ready to launch today and to submit it, but instead I decided to rest yesterday night, do a puzzle, and I'll finish it tomorrow and
Yeah.
upload it then. So I've been better at that. It's just kind of been like, okay, I've got a lot to do, and it's stressful and it's big. But when I notice these kind of little red flags, I'm in touch with myself enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna finish stuff when I need to finish it, and just be kind to myself. So I definitely think I've got much better at that. That does not
good.
mean that I'm not human. And once in a while, I don't put too much on my plate or have a tough day or fall into a pattern I don't really appreciate. Like, yeah, because I'm a human being, and that's going to happen occasionally. But I think what's beautiful is that now I don't really resent myself for it anymore. Like, even if I have some dark thoughts, even if I doom scroll away a night and then feel shit, and like, I can still look at myself with love and compassion, and that's just something I'm really, really grateful for, and that makes everything much, much easier.
That's really good, and I think it's really important as well to still take that time to sort of be in check. And oh well, it didn't happen today, but still working on it. I haven't given up on it. I'm just taking some time out for me, and I think that's really important too. Very, very much so. All right, conscious of time. Let's get to Woman in the Mirror. Enjoy this, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around as well, everyone, and for popping in. And Luna, thank you for allowing me to talk through this journey with you as well, as I've been able to
Thank
take
you, that
time.
was really fun.
It's been good. All right, here's Woman in the Mirror. Enjoy. We'll be back in a sec.
I need you to know that I love you. I need it to show, sing that it's true. You're beautiful and I'm proud of you. For the thousandth time I look you in the eye. We both cried, we both found a new reason to smile. You're strong, and I'm proud of you. To the woman in my mirror, to my eyes and my soul, we will win every fight and conquer them all. And when our sun sets, I will still be with you. I will have stood by your side until our last call. You're beautiful. I need you to know that every mark on your skin is not shameful or ugly, it shows where you've been. You are strong, and I am proud of you. To the woman in my mirror, to my eyes and my soul, we will win every fight and conquer them all. And when our sun sets, I will still be with you. I will have stood Cause I will still be with you. I will have stood by your side until our last call. You're beautiful.
Yeah.
And Richard, thank you so much for the kind words in chat. That means a lot. Yeah, this song has been my companion, and this is actually something a lot of people like that surprises a lot of people. This is the oldest song on this album. I wrote this song long before all the other songs, and it was there, and it was actually one that the chorus, like, I tried to sing to myself through the darkest of days, which sometimes I just couldn't finish the sentence and couldn't really do it, but I tried, and it really became a mantra and a support, and it still is. And it's just, I think it's the song that I've written that's like the closest to my heart, so it means a lot to me.
The little girl, the happiness and just like brightness and the beauty and the beautiful sun and everything like that standing next to the mirror really captured me straight away with it all. Just because it was like that burden being lifted, the volume knob had been turned up again, like the experience, the weight, the lift, but also just, I almost felt like it was like that breath of fresh air had come in then. And as I used to talk about with Try to Relax, is in, down, around and out. From like I'm not trying to guide meditation here, but like it was.
Take a deep breath.
Lead us, Luna. Come on.
Focus on.
Think about your diaphragm. No. Hello, diaphragm. How are you today? I'm not too bad. How are you? That's how they sound. But I think it's really important how you can see the light, and just imagining it again, the look in her face, the little girl's face, just captured it so much as well, and the look between both of you, and the happiness.
Louise did such a great job. This one was a big question mark because we hadn't really had anyone like casted for the role of my, it's like my younger self, right? To kind of like who I'm telling, hey, it's all right, and we're there, and like it was really tough to find a little girl for that one, and this was actually like a backup, and it was the daughter of friends of Christoph's and Xander who hosted us. But Louisa was just perfect. She looks a lot like I looked when I was small, because I had bright blonde hair as well, and she did so great. Like, just, we had so much fun, and we clicked so well doing it, and it was meant to be, I feel like, for that video.
It worked so well. It worked really well. And even Patrick's come back and said that so many people will lack that self-love and self-confidence, and to wrap this realization up so wonderfully in the song is simply amazing. Such a perfect match. It was, Lars, I think so, completely.
Thank you, Patrick, and thank you, Lars. Yeah.
Richard is crying as well.
Thank you, Patrick. That means a lot.
So
I'm
huge.
like close to... But also that video, oh my goodness. What I didn't realize is that my dad was mouthing along to the words in the audience. So when I first saw the edit, you see him mouthing along, right, in the video. When I first saw that part, I was like, it was just like a video. It was so nice because, you know, that room was just basically the film crew. But having my dad there, having Dom there, Chris Stapps and Lars, and it's just, it really felt like coming home and shooting that. I actually was the closest to crying during this video from all of them, even though it's not like a sad one. It was just like the love was just so intense that yeah.
But it's such a good one too as well, because such a journey. But on like we spoke about, July 15th, I think last year, through to, you know, a year later, it's all done, it's all out. And now all your other ones can start coming out now, out of the woodwork. All these other little hidden gems. I think it's been wonderful to talk with you tonight about it all. I think it's been so beautiful that you've taken the time to...
Thank you for having me. You're a wonderful interviewer, so...
Oh, thank you. I keep having ideas and wanting to talk, and I have to remember to stop and relax. And I think it's lovely talking to such a wonderful people like yourself.
I'm happy
who,
to come back another time.
I think it's good. I think it'd be good just to have a yarn, in general, about how things are going.
Let's schedule something.
Yeah, that sounds good. Have I missed any jokes? Why did the Mexican chef become an artist? Because he wanted to master the art of salsa. No. What's a cat's favourite
right.
colour?
A cat's favorite cola?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's purple.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like Pepsi because it's like Pepsi. Like,
Yeah.
You know.
Pss, 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 pss. I like that one. That's good. No, but I think it's so beautiful to be able to help talk about not only your journey, but also talk about the positiveness of how you've come through it all. We talked about where you're at, asking for help, the journey for doing it, and how hard it is. But we've also talked about getting through it and being able to see that. And I love the fact that you had videos for that as well, and that your community helped get videos for it as well.
Yeah. Just
So
create
good.
the spider. She's got like lines. She's like green with like lines.
You should take a picture. I think it's good for
I
Insta.
tried in the break, but I couldn't really focus on her with my phone.
Okay. You try.
Even getting relatively close, and I got too close, and she was like, "Get away!"
Get away.
Like that.
Lars said we make some
Paparazzi.
music after that shoot at the campfire. So even at the end, you guys were all coming together and sort of playing, which was beautiful. So beautiful.
It was a bit like a big family, and honestly, having such an incredibly qualified creative crew behind me for this video coming together to tell the story of me, this crazy idea, like, it was surreal. I'm so grateful, and I think that's kind of also something I just really want to shout out at this point, that we just watched the whole thing. Like, I had the idea, and as Paul said, I had the balls to attempt a project this big.
Yep.
But I could not have done it without all the people that said, yeah, sure, we're on board with your crazy. Because as an independent artist, to make 10 interconnected music videos, a CD and vinyl, for a concept album, like, you're not supposed to do that as an independent artist, you know? So to be able to do that, there was just so many amazing people that believed in me, that showed up, that, you know, told me to go on when I had doubts, that just were like, this story is worth telling, and connected to it. And I just want to huge shout out to everyone involved in making the project happen, from the people that backed the Kickstarter, from my Patreon supporters, to the musicians, the artists, the videographers, the actors, everyone involved. Like, just so grateful that it takes a village, and I feel like, yeah, I just feel super grateful that I got to make
Hell
this
yeah.
thing.
Well done, and you made it, you made it all the way through. I'm going to end with a question for you, which is, you've got a choice. Do you want a friendship quote or a rules for life quote?
Or what for life?
A rules for life or a life quote.
I think I just shouted out friends, maybe like friendship.
Two friends? All right. I bought 2 books when I'm doing my volunteering at the moment, and so I have all different types of quotes. All right, so here's a quote for you, Luna, and for your friends. 2 may talk under the same roof for many years, yet never really meet, and 2 others at first speech can be old friends forever.
That's beautiful. I like that. Yeah.
Like it. There you go.
Fun fact, female musicians have more big balls than males a lot of time, just saying. Maybe we have to, honestly. We are still a minority, if you look at the statistics. So having her in my mirror was plenty of reason by itself to me to believe in that project fully. Oh, thank you, Richard. I really appreciate you supporting that one. And yeah, I am really excited that some of the songs that didn't make it onto Oceans are on Rescue songs, like, potentially. So that'll be really nice. Like, especially there's one song called Don't Kill the Butterfly, which I've been wanting to record for years, and I really hope people choose, because it's just so nice. Like, yeah.
I was going to say, what's next? I mean, when's your next? I mean, we're going to play your next song, but when's your next release? Is it 2 weeks?
Not yet. I have a little break now. Like this is I think the last month with just one release in it. Just I'm only releasing one song this month. But then after that it's looking like it might be the 20th. So pretty much in 1 month in September. Dom and I have a song. Well, there's a song by Dom that I feature on, and there's also a song with Chris Steps with Pacific K that should be coming out that month. And then the month after, we have, of course, the collaboration with Jory in Chicago, and there's a song with a local artist called Kevin Maple, who's amazing, that will likely come out towards the end of that. And yeah, I'm hoping after that to also find a little gap to release Dear Sweet Lover, which is the song written by Big Bill Hendo, who sadly passed away and who gave me permission to record his song. So I want to honor him with that one, so that one will likely be...
That's a huge one. That's an interesting one as well. That must be pretty hard as well. Pretty hard hitting for Bill Hendo. That was quite a shock for people.
Yeah, singing that one without crying was tough. But I'm honored that I get to do this. Because he never released any of his songs, and the world deserves to hear one of his songs, I feel like. And also, I'm gonna be like setting everything up so that the proceeds from the song go to his wife and his son. So it just feels really nice that his music gets to support his family as well. So yeah, it's just, something I'm grateful that because I think one of the worst feelings is just feeling powerless, feeling like you can do nothing, which of course we all did, losing a friend like that, but for me it's kind of therapeutic, and I'm grateful that I at least get to do this. I'm not just there's something I can do at least.
Hell yeah. But I think that's so beautiful. What a lovely mark for a legacy as well, not only for who they are, but also what they never got to do. You're helping them to get it done, get the music out there.
Yeah.
And when's that one for Bill Hendo due?
Probably in November. I still need to figure the whole back end stuff out with his wife. So gonna figure that out. But yeah, I did play it at MusicCon, and we did restore his vocals from a TikTok where he played it. So we have some of his original vocals on it as well.
That's cool. Stay tuned, November. Yeah. And we're going to end tonight with your latest release, Stars. Do you want to talk about Stars?
Yeah, it's out, well, depending on where you're in the world, today or yesterday. And this one is the third collaboration I've released with Clouds and Thorns. I believe we started with one of them today. And Clouds and Thorns, Rich, is a dear friend of mine based in the States. Have never met him in person. But we decided to start a project to write music for sync licensing. So actually, our first release, The Best Days, has already found a home in a trashy Netflix show, which is a really cool thing. So
that's cool.
That was kind of the goal of the project, to just make like upbeat folk for sync. And then in the process, we just realized, okay, we really resonate with messaging and the things we want to share, and we just want our music to, be a positive and to have that balance between darkness and light, and be a reminder for people that things will be all right. And that just kind of flooded it and made it like a really artistic and wonderful collaboration. And this last song, Stars, is genuinely what I would like to hear, or just to say to a friend that maybe isn't believing in themselves. And I love that it's coming out after Oceans, after Woman in My Mirror being the last release, because in a way it is related to that. It's kind of the outset of being like, hey, this is you already have what it takes, and you've got this. And when it's dark, you can see the stars, and they'll shine for you. And that's a wonderful, wonderful message, and I really love this one. Excellent.
Let's listen to it now. Look, everyone, thank you so much for being here as well, and taking all the time with us all. It's been a lovely journey. I appreciate you. I did message you to tell you how lack of sleep I was with this all, but I'm so thankful we could still be here and do this, because it's been so keen to talk to you about it. Because I wanted to message you each time one came out, and I was like, I'm just going to be spamming. So like every now and again, I was like, show everyone on Sunday Discovery, and then message every now and again, and stuff like that. But no, I think it's good.
I really, really appreciate your support, and also everything you do for, the community. You're just a really inspiring and wonderful person. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate having some wonderful people and wonderful support like yourself and others around me as well. Yeah, good luck with that spider and good luck going for the groceries. But let's have a listen to the stars as we find a person to raid as well. Luna, if you have any suggestions, put it in the chat when we can as well. And everyone, I'll be back on Sunday with the Sunday Discovery.
Ooh, a lot of cool people alive.
And our very last music battle. We do a music battle every Sunday now where I get people to pick a song. And Silky and Yarn were the ones that are kind of be going head to head. But we'll be doing a music battle for the end of the month to see who wins the prize. But we'll catch up again soon, Luna.
Cool.
Which would be good.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, and thank you, Zilka, for just one this month. I know it's quite a high output, but what you gotta do? I need to bring as many of my music songs out into the world as I can, because I just keep writing them, so I don't really have a choice. But yeah, it's just been so lovely to chat with you, everybody. If you want to hang for some music. In about an hour and a half. I might be a little late now. But
I know,
that's
sorry.
Okay. So
go to the store. Yes.
Around 6 p.m. UK, 7 p.m. German time ish. I'll be live again. I'll play some songs requests, and like an hour into stream, I'll have Clouds and Thorns on as a guest, so I can ask some questions. I can turn this around.
Exactly.
You
right.
should come onto my channel. I should interview you for a change. That could be fun.
We could do that. Let me know when. Definitely let me know when. I'll definitely be up for that. That'd be good. That'd be very good. We're going to listen to stars, but everyone, until next time, please take care of yourselves and continue to inspire and, of course, be inspired. Luna, it's been lovely. Let me know of a raid target in the chat. And Silky, every single person, Lars, every single other person who's been here as well from the beginning and sticking around and lurking and coming and going. We appreciate you all so much. Much love. Here's Stars by LunaKeller. You guys enjoy, and we'll see you all so soon. Take care.
Goodbye. Take care and be kind to yourselves.
See to your heart when the light is gone. Look up to the stars, they